Over here practicing beatboxing. What's up, America? Marker? Test. I think I like doing that when I was a kid, making sound effects. Been playing with this napkin for like the last minute. I got coffee here. Authentic coffee. It's too hot for me to handle. I do like all the man stuff like backwards. Like men be like the hotter the better. I'm like, nah, put some ice in that joint. Cold, great. Yeah, I still see the steam coming. I ain't gonna mess with it. That last one out, that last, we on fumes today, I think.
No, I'm good. Next week I might be on fumes.
Yeah, you might be like,
if I fall asleep next week,
you might be
don't
like
say nothing.
Autopilot with another, with needing a pilot. Just don't turn into one of them the things on Call of Duty.
What? The zombie?
The zombie. Just doing random stuff. Minute 33. Counting down. Those that's in attendance right now, listen to the, you know, I actually, this is like the best part for me. The countdown, and I'm just rambling, talking about whatever I'm going to talk about. You know, sometimes I do a little beat, sometimes I do whatever, I don't know. But I think we starting. We are starting. We're gonna be starting very soon. Very soon. You know, cameras start rolling, you know, that I don't know, I mustered up some energy, you know. Let me see if I can tolerate this little heat from this. Okay, not bad. This is gonna bring me to life very soon. Maybe 30 seconds soon, you know. You know, peep the mug candy. Peep the mug candy, you know what I'm saying? I need y'all to glaze at the mug candy with the logos on it. You know what I mean? We got the logos on it, the mug candy. Want y'all to know that we is official. And please, you know,
go in the description and buy.
Oh yeah. And everything goes to a good cause. So, you know, just want y'all to know. But we, you know, want y'all to have the mug candy too. You know what I mean? I feel real special when I had the mug candy.
We are in the building. We are back like we never left.
Oh,
this is America's favorite show.
Y'all told us.
What they said?
They told us.
They told us. It's America's favorite show.
Y'all be telling me. Y'all told me.
America's Mind.
Oh yeah.
People.
Oh yeah.
People.
Oh yeah, I'm on now.
We're in the building.
Oh yeah. That right there. Look, got me spunky. I told y'all when the cameras come on that I'm coming alive.
This is America's favorite show. We're America's Mind. I'm Jamal Williams.
And I am Christopher Barris. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Oh, yeah. So first and foremost, before we dive into the dessert and all that other stuff,
I feel like I needed to stretch. What's going on?
It's, you've always been my hero.
What? What are you talking about?
This is the hardest working man that I know right here.
What are you talking about?
I always say
You're
that
the hardest working man you know.
I just show up. This guy right here, you know what I mean, is shuffling lots of cards. You know, you are a newlywed. You are a father. You are a worker. You are an inventor. You are behind the scenes doing the controls. I'm like, you out here doing a lot of stuff, Mr. Williams.
It sounds like a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. I just try to put on a decent shirt.
I'm gonna stay humble. Oh no, I feel like I gotta stay humble in that moment.
You know what? There's nothing wrong with that. The humble lane is a good lane.
We are back because we never left. We never take a day off. We have not missed yet. If we not here Sunday, we here Monday. We here Wednesday. We've been here every week.
Extendo Sunday. We didn't clarify that. That's an Extendo Sunday when we here Monday.
Like Chris said many times, we'll do the show from the car.
Oh yeah.
We do it on the airplane.
Oh yeah.
We do it from different states. It don't matter.
Yeah.
We here every week. And we appreciate having you here with us, the Hive Mind, our fans, the few that we have at this moment. And speaking of those people, can I shout? Let me see if I can shout some of them out.
Shout them out.
Oh, snap. I don't even have that set up. Let me get that set up. Activity feed.
You know,
that's what that thing is called.
Everybody aware how the show goes. You know what I mean?
We building it while we flying.
Oh yeah, there's bumps in every road. You know, so we just got better tires to deal with it.
We got better tires.
You know what I'm saying? We got better tires. We let y'all know.
That's a good way to say it.
You know, we let y'all know what it is. Like, you know, we ain't doing no editing and cutting, no makeups, none of the special effects and things like that. You know, we show up and we rocking and rolling.
But while I'm doing this, how was your week? You have any stories for us?
You know what? You know me. I have billions of stories, but I'm not gonna ramble too much. But you know what? My week was fair. It went by kind of quick, but you know, because we're already in like October, so the
year is going by fast.
It's going by fast.
I feel like it was just the first, and we almost to the middle of the month.
I'm like, we're at that season where we about to start spending money. It's like we got Halloween, you got Thanksgiving, you got Christmas, but then after Thanksgiving you got Black Friday. That's a holiday now.
It is. How did they sneak that in? It's like almost a weekend now. It's
like week. You leave grandma's house at 6 because you want to get up.
Yeah, you got to leave Thanksgiving to get in the line for tomorrow for Black Friday.
Or Black Friday starts like on Thursday night now. It starts at like 8 o'clock Thursday.
It's a consumer scam.
And then you got Cyber Monday. People love that.
What? See, that's what I mean. Like they just keep coming up with stuff. Black Friday is gonna be a month in a minute.
And then after that, it's like cool. So you spent all your money in the end of November. Now December, the granddaddy. Here goes Christmas Eve, Hanukkah for those that celebrated that.
No, it's Kwanzaa.
I'm so sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
Excuse me. No, but yeah, all that great stuff. Then when you spend all your money, and then it's like, wait, oh, you have New Year's. Oh, wait, if you're Chris, it's like, oh, you have your daughter's birthday, New Year's Eve. Oh, so more money. Back in the store I go.
More problems.
Maybe everybody's like, oh, you could give your daughter's gift in Christmas. And I'm like, no, that's my baby. I'm going to go get her some more stuff.
I'm trying my best to delete Christmas. Like last year, I deleted Christmas a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I'm still getting pushback from my wife for doing it. Because she didn't want to delete Christmas all the way.
Women are never going to delete anything when it comes to
consuming,
spending. That's what they do.
You just got to put up with it.
If she gives up like Christmas, she's gonna hold you hostage for February. It ain't gonna be no Valentine's Day. Nah, it's Valentine's Day month.
Oh, you want to know what I did for Valentine's Day, but we still haven't completed the deal. I was like, let's not do Valentine's Day, and we could pick any other day in the year to do like the exact same thing, right? So we'll have Valentine's Day on any other day. And so her first idea was like, let's have it on my birthday.
That's like a double.
Yeah.
Wait. I hope she's not watching. If she plays this right, she can get like a great 3-day weekend out of you. Like 3 full days of spending money.
They master consumers. They'll figure out. She's like, yeah, that's a good deal. I could double up on my birthday. Now I gotta get flowers, a birthday present, a dinner, whatever my Valentine's present is.
That don't even count. But it's like, well, no, you're supposed to do that. Like, that's expected.
You gotta double it up.
I think women with flowers and that's like expected. I
don't think my wife likes flowers. She only likes flowers when I'm in trouble.
Uh-oh. Is that why there's all these roses around here? Nah, I'm joking.
Yeah, that's why there's all these roses around here, because I'm in trouble.
No, but I might. So, you know what? One of my friends, she's like that. She's like, oh, if you're in the doghouse, don't buy me no flowers. Like, buy me something that I want.
Oh, she expensive.
Oh yeah.
She expensive. She wants some Tiffany jewelry or something.
Oh yeah. You gonna go to Beverly Hills and spend some money.
See, that's why we be getting in trouble just because y'all want stuff sometimes.
Like what? You know what? I need a woman's point of view on this. Because a man can have one black wallet for like 10 years. But a woman requires multiple. Like handbags. I get that it matches with the outfits. I get it. But
is that a requirement though?
That's
like you said it like it's normal.
Yeah,
like
there's that reason. But it's only for the other girls to watch. It's not for us. It's for like your wife to impress her, suppress the other girl.
That's not fair.
And I'm like, wait, huh? Girl, so wait. You want me to spend thousands to show another woman? No.
You not doing it?
No.
You not married yet. You go do it. I'm telling you, you go do it. It's gonna happen.
She might get me.
It's gonna happen. You're gonna do it, and you just go. You have to swallow it.
She probably watching the show now, like, yeah. You talking about you ain't watch?
Who we talking about?
She gonna make sure the first week that get broken. I watch your show. You talking about you ain't doing what?
Oh, you just talking about any future wife that you may have?
Yeah,
is watching. Could possibly be watching right now.
She's watching. And she like, cool. Don't even trip. I got you. And she'll wait like 2-3 weeks. You know, hopefully my mind is off for whatever I said, and then, you know, bury myself alive after that point.
All right, I'm still setting up. We trying to have a conversation in it. Oh, it's one thing. Did you watch that new Marvel special, Werewolf by Night?
No, I didn't.
You should watch that. You go like that one. I finally got it up. All right, here we go.
What's this? Oh, you.
I've been trying for like a minute to thank our new subscribers, and I like had to find the thing.
So we were gonna be shouting people out. So he's been trying to get. He's been pulling up other stuff. But he finally
I just had to pull up everything to get here.
Like I said,
I had to log in.
This gentleman right here, it does a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. I'm like, he's working off of 2-3
and it's like
screens.
messing up our little window. Hold on, I'm gonna have to close this. All right, we back and we got everything we want. Okay, anyway,
got it.
We thank y'all for being here. Welcome our new members. Who is this? Joseph Tobert.
Hey,
subscribe to America's Mind. He is currently our latest subscriber.
Okay,
he's not actually. That's actually wrong, because somebody just subscribed, and so welcome them. What is it?
Hey.
Duran Tubby. Am I saying that right? Let me know.
Appreciate y'all. Welcome.
Appreciate it. So we got that out of the way. Listen, let me start begging.
Uh-oh.
This is the last time I'm gonna tell you. If you're here with us, go ahead and hit that like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so YouTube can bother you every time we're online and you won't miss a show. We are America's Mind, America's favorite show. I'm Jamal Williams. This is Christopher. Also, we begging for money. We having a tip-a-thon. If you see up in the upper right, the upper left corner, we're at $31. We've been there for a couple weeks because we not getting no money in the bucket. So it's like we put a hat on the corner, right? We just performing. We break dancing. And we like, yo, just throw $1 in the hat.
You might have to do that little walk then that we were watching last week. We might have to do that. I'm not doing it, but I'm just saying. I don't want nobody to get no ideas. Like, yes, I knew it. Like, no.
So also in the description, you will find a tip link. If you are so gracious enough to throw some money in the tip, click the link. Go to the PayPal. You can go to PayPal or use your credit card with SE Pay and throw $1 in the bucket to help us try and get to that 100. Hopefully we can get there soon. Who's our last donator? Our last donator was Randy.
Hey.
Tip $20. So she got us most of this way. Then we had Jabari A. Williams who helped us out with, what did he tip? $5.
Yeah.
And also our first tipper ever, one of our number one Hive Mind members on the planet, Yvette Marie, tipped us $5.
Sure did. Appreciate those that have done, and appreciate in the future.
In the future.
Oh yeah. It's gonna happen. So I appreciate,
because eventually we go get like where we can't cover everybody. So it's cool now that we in the place where everybody's appreciated.
Absolutely.
We can be, go get to everybody one-on-one.
Absolutely.
On a singular level.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes I watch shows and there's like hundreds of people watching and they can't possibly get to everybody, and I'm like, how are we gonna handle that?
Like,
are we gonna spend like an hour trying to thank everybody, or are we just gonna pick?
I'm like, we'll just I don't know. I can't.
It's future problems.
That's like a great question. I'm like,
future problems.
Because I'm that type that would try to hit a good number of them. Like, try to name out 10 out of 100. You know what I mean?
All right. So, do you want to get to some dessert at this point?
I'm like, I stumbled on a couple of events this week. I'm curious on what you got in store for us today.
Well, you know one thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we saving that for last? I think we'll save that for last.
But, okay, so
another thing though, is oh no, that's not it. A continuation from last week's show where we were looking at the emergency meeting that was happening between Andrew Tate, Sneako, Fresh and Fit, all of those guys. And so there's another clip that I wanted to review for it. And so we'll do a part 2 of that I'll bring up in a moment. And I think that's a good direction to start in.
Oh, yeah.
Where's that? Oh, there we go.
And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to an emergency meeting live from Romania. We're here with the top G and the whole squad. Let's get into it, baby.
All right, so anybody who's not aware, there was an emergency meeting called, between these gentlemen. And so it's Fresh and Fit, Sneako, who you can see on the far right, Andrew Tate, who's second from the left. And they're basically like pillars in what's called the Manosphere, like the red pill zone, which is kind of I guess a controversial space in itself.
Okay.
So we reviewed a part last week. We're going to review a second part this week. So let me know your thoughts after you see this.
All right.
Are you ready?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, we got the little picture of Pepper down there.
Hey.
Pepper's in the room taking a nap. I'll try to get her in here later.
What can you do to make money right now?
That's a good question. I can answer. Do you want, should I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Right. I think that we live in an attention economy.
So I think he asked, if you're a young man, what can you do to make money right now to, get on the right foot?
I can answer that. But
You want to answer it first, or you want to hear his answer?
You know what? Okay. I think this is the easiest. We live in a world now that it's very easy to make money. And what I mean by that is that you just...
Have you seen this video?
No.
This part of it?
No.
Okay.
So I'm going to just say, I think it's very easy.
You started off kind of how he's directed in the middle.
I'm just looking at it like it's very, like, for us, like when we had to get a job, we had to get dressed, we had to go fill out a job application, like paper. We had to, like the common grounds were like walking around the mall and like slacks in a shirt, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or then it was like the other old school way before that was like, walk around the neighborhood, ice and cut some lines, wash some cars, animals. But now it's like, it's just really your availability.
I have a job now that didn't exist when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
Even in my 20s. Like, I wish when I was 18, I could have did this. And I feel like I could have got further.
I know, absolutely. I mean, like Uber alone. $200 and they'll put you in a brand new car.
Yeah.
Like, let's just be honest. They'll put you in a brand new car. And
You can rent a car for $200 a week. And all you got to do is work enough to cover that expense plus...
Just like
you want to make.
like if you were a taxi driver.
Yeah.
But any of those jobs are like that you got to have a cover, and then once you make the cover, all the money that you make after that is yours. And then it's like, how much do you want to work? Like, that's where it goes down to, which is availability. See, I think the issue is with some of these younger generations, ones that are under us, are spoiled because of the technology. Is at their fingertips versus like what it's like with us. We're like, oh wait, what? We're kind of like old but new to it. So it's like, hey, we'll do that.
I think we're in the middle where we experience the technology and we know it, but we remember like the old way too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And because it's like, I look at it where it's like, you know what? I can work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it's like, okay, I can make $800.
Yeah,
in those 3 days.
When we were getting our first jobs, it wasn't no go online and apply.
Yeah,
you had to go to the place, ask for the manager, ask for an application, fill it out,
and then do a follow up call 2 days, 3 days later, checking the status of your application.
And you didn't have a cell phone; they call your house.
Yeah, you know what I mean. They left a message on your machine. You know what I mean.
Come to the interview. You go to the interview it is way easy. You don't have to leave your house to get a job today.
Like people, like, no shot to In-N-Out because I love In-N-Out. but like they pay their employees fantastic.
Yeah.
Like everybody's attitude is fabulous there.
Yeah.
Because it's like
Chick-fil-A too.
Like, yeah. I'm not even embarrassed to say this, and I'll stop and we'll see what the answer is. Like I've never made $20 in my life.
At $20 an hour?
Yes. Today I still haven't made it until I get licensed.
Yeah.
But that'll be the first time that I've actually would make over $20 an hour. Like I did that, combined the powers together, 12
having
here,
2 jobs,
13 here,
10 and
put
10
them together, work 10, 12,
my
14,
first
15
job,
hours.
I was making $7 an hour.
Yeah.
And I was 18. I was making minimum wage was $7 an hour then. It's 15 now, I think.
Like I think my checks were like $300 for 2 weeks.
But I thought I was balling.
And we thought that was a bag of money.
I thought that was balling. They gave me a 25-cent raise. Then I started making $7.25. I was like, oh shoot, I'm out.
Going to Ross, like, man, winning, man. I got $400. I'm about to come out with shoes, jackets, outfits to match, hats. Man, I'm on.
Yeah, we was out there tripping.
Man, like $20 will feed you and the homies all week at the ice cream truck.
What is the value? This is a different conversation, though. Should we give it? What's the value of $20 an hour? That's in the $40,000 range.
Yeah.
So it's nothing to cough at. That's
like, it's still above the norm, because the norm per year is 20 to 25.
Yeah.
So $20 an hour is like you said, 40,000 minus the 10%, 12%. So you'll see realistically about $28,000 of that money, which when you divide it into 12-month increments, then you'll see what your money is per month.
Shoot, in these Biden times, I don't know what that's worth.
Man, look.
I want to explain how I lost a part of my soul last week when I went to the gas station, and gas was like $7.06 or something, and I was just pumping gas, and I was just watching the numbers, and I was like, how did we get to this point? How is this gonna happen? Like, because what I was doing is I might have had a quarter tank, and I was just trying to put enough in my tank because I was going to work. I was trying to put enough in my tank where I can go to work, get home, and not worry about it for
at least for that day or two.
For that day or the next day. And it was just like, I'm at 3 gallons. It say $21. I'm like, oh, I got a 19-gallon tank. I mean, my bad. That's not gas fault. It's my fault that I bought the truck. I could have bought, my wife got a 10-gallon tank or a 9-gallon tank. I could have bought that Honda. I got the truck. But it's sometimes it's disheartening. Like, you gotta do this just to get by.
Yeah. And where my mind is,
I miss the good old days of the last administration.
Yeah, where I am is that, where does the money go? Like, if the money's going to something, to help something, to resolve something, to make a better something of something. I know I'm not making sense when I'm saying that, and I'm trying to confuse you on purpose with my wordplay. But you know what I mean? If it's
we've talked about this before. You know where the money's going and what it's contributing to. We live in the country that has an administration, and we're talking politics a little bit, that wants, we talked about this before, that wants to move towards clean energy. So at one point, America was the #1 oil producer in the world. Under this administration, we're like, that's a bad thing. We don't want to be the #1 oil producer. But we're doing the same thing. All we're doing is going to Saudi Arabia, going to Russia, going to the other places that are producing oil and saying, can we get your oil, instead of doing it ourselves. And so since we have to outsource that resource, it costs more. because when it's like when you grocery shop and make a hamburger, it's cheaper than the Big Mac.
Yeah.
Like per capita.
Yeah.
If you buy ground beef and hamburger buns and lettuce, you can make 20 Big Macs.
Yeah.
For $20.
Yeah.
But if you buy 20 Big Macs, that's $200, right?
Yeah.
So we've outsourced the resource just so that we can say we're good and we're moving towards clean energy, which doesn't really exist. And so that's why we're
so we're just spinning around in a circle, unfortunately.
We're moving in a way that looks morally good, but is bad for everybody that's participating.
That makes sense.
And I never understand why that has to happen. I'd rather look morally bad and it be good for everybody participating than the alternative.
Unfortunately, especially in this particular state, you know what I mean? We have taxes on everything.
Oh, you mean the state, like the state of California?
Yeah.
The state of California. Why this is why gas is so much higher in California. Is because we have tax incentives. Like we put taxes on top of the gas. I think our taxes add $1.25 to what the actual price is.
Yeah.
So if gas is $5 in California, it's really supposed to be $4.75. But we've added taxes on it to disincentivize the production of gas for whatever reason, as if something else is going to pop up. Like it doesn't make it just hurts the people that are paying for it.
Absolutely.
The people who produce it, like the oil companies, don't care. Like they'll pay the extra. This also happens with minimum wage. So people want a high minimum wage and they think it's going to hurt McDonald's. That McDonald's is paying $20 an hour. It doesn't hurt McDonald's. It hurts Tam's.
Yeah.
It hurts the mom and pop burger stand who can't pay people $20 an hour. McDonald's would love if the minimum wage was $30 an hour. That would eliminate all of their competition. They could pay everybody $30 an hour and they give you all the hamburgers. They sell 6 million hamburgers every day worldwide. They don't care what the minimum wage is. Wow. The mom and pop shop cares what the minimum wage is.
Oh, absolutely.
So when you increase minimum wage, it sounds like a good thing to the worker.
Yeah.
But to the small businesses, it doesn't work.
And that makes perfect sense. And I think that's why, like, when I think they had a couple of those propositions I think I seen a few years ago, they were trying to protect like these mom and pop things, shops and stuff like that. I think like Walmart was getting a lot of heat because remember at one point Walmart was like kind of going everywhere. Now I think they're banning like Los Angeles County.
Are they?
Yeah, there's none in LA County, but there's some. Like there's one in Gardena. There's one in Torrance. There's one in Southgate, but there's not one in LA County because the one that was in LA County, remember they had like two, I think, in LA County. So they had one at the Baldwin Hills Mall in Crenshaw. They had that one, and it was another one that they had, and something happened where there was a proposition to protect the mom and pops because I guess it was taking the store.
I think that happened in Inglewood too. Yeah. They wanted to build a Walmart over there by that Target.
Yeah, so
and they blocked
I think Inglewood doesn't have one either.
Yeah, I might be split on that. I don't know how I feel about that. Like,
but same scenario.
It's the same scenario.
Because it was,
on one end, I'm good with bringing jobs into the community. Mm-hmm. Walmart's gonna hire more people than a mom and pop grocery. Yeah. But at the same time, I want mom and pop grocery to exist.
No, absolutely. Because mom and pop, when you think about mom and pop places, most of those places operated with love.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that big corporations aren't.
So that's where I'm going to. Like, sometimes just to buy simple things, I'll go to the corner store where I know the owner. Like I'm in my neighborhood, right? I know what the store is on the corner.
Yeah.
I know the people who own it. I know the cashiers. Sometimes I'll go there just to buy stuff.
Yeah.
And I could go to 7-Eleven.
Well, yeah, I'm like, because it's a good look for the community.
Yeah.
Period. You know what I mean? No, it makes sense.
And you get familiar with the people.
Yeah,
like,
I'm the same exact way. Like where they be like, oh yeah, I live 2 blocks from here.
yeah,
like,
they talk
oh,
about their
like,
wives
okay,
and their kids. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
And so you support their business.
Well, that's how it's supposed to be.
So, but that's why I'm not mad at Walmart for I don't know if I want to limit them. Because I think I will still support the business that's not Walmart, that's the mom and pop shop if they
I think
set
what
up.
they were doing, I think it was just like over buttons. I think it was just like too many.
Maybe
because Walmart is like Walmart could shut down Target and
you think so?
Walmart could shut down Target.
I don't know, but I think Target
has
I think Target running the game. That might not be true.
Walmart, in my opinion, could shut down the Target. They could shut down Big Lots.
They could shut down Big Lots.
A Kmart. They have.
They shut down Kmart. Don't even exist anymore.
Yeah, so they shut down Kmart. Yeah, like Walmart could shut down some good stores.
All those stores I agree with. I don't know about Target.
Like Sam's Club too. They could shut down a Sam's Club. Damn.
I think Walmart owns Sam's Club.
Maybe. I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, because you got some of these Walmarts that got everything. Like, you can get work done on your car. You know what I mean? Like it's a multi-purpose. I'm
gonna look this up, so I'm not just talking.
Especially like the Walmart, the super Walmarts. Oh man, dumb.
Yeah, Walmart owns Sam's Club.
Okay.
Division Sam's Club, a division of Walmart.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Walmart is.
I don't know about Target though. I feel like Target is like the bougie Walmart.
I'm like,
and so they are always gonna have that lane. I feel like in the everything department store, grocery store type of thing, Target is at the top. I should look that up.
Target?
Target, exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm like, you might have a point.
Oh no, you might have a point too.
Some of them Targets though, I've seen some. I don't know if they got special names, but I've seen some Targets that are like whoa, like that Target in Inglewood is good, but I prefer the one in Hawthorne on 120th. That one's better.
Target versus Walmart stock. What do we have? Who is this? Yeah, okay, so. It looks like Walmart is overtaking Target. So I think you're right on first glance. That Walmart, it looks like Target was on top and then they kind of fell off a lot. What happened right here?
Yeah, it's a big skid.
I know y'all can't see this, but damn.
Yeah, it's a big
We're
drop
looking
off.
at a chart where they're tracking Walmart's and Target's stock price, and at some point Target just drops.
You know what? It could be the wages that were, because it could be that.
So what is this in the billions? Walmart is the number one company.
Yeah,
with
they're
a revenue
2 times
of
bigger than Amazon.
$543 billion. More than 5 times Target's 92 billion. So they murdering Target. So you right.
Look, I just go by just what I think I know. You know what I mean? Like, but now looking at the numbers,
sheesh.
Home Depot's beating Target.
Home Depot is beating Target. I would have thought Target.
Man, you ain't getting nothing out of Home Depot under $200.
Nah, you know
that's worth something.
Home Depot is addictive too. Once you start going there for something, you gotta keep going back.
I just got one just for GP when I was younger. And then, like, I owed them a grip of money. I was like, dang, I'm buying all kind of crap.
A couple years ago, I did the floors in here.
Oh, man.
And so you go for the floors, but then you got to go for the paint. Then you got to go for the trim. Then you got to go, like, you just keep having to go back to Home Depot. And every time it's $100 and something bucks.
Every department knows, like, They be like, oh, he doing floor, he'll be back.
They do that shit on purpose.
It's like you come back in there like, oh, what's up, man? You need some paint?
They don't even
We
tell
see
you
at some
everything
floors.
you need.
I'm like, yeah, I actually do. All right, cool, come on.
Yeah, you be like, I want to do floors. I'll go to the flooring department. Flooring department be like, here's the wood laminate. And then they be like, oh, you need this. You get home and you be like, you need this plastic hammer to install this. You got to go back to the tool section. Tool section's like, oh, here's this wood. But you're also going to need this saw to cut them when they don't fit so you can fit them. Oh, okay. You get that. Then you get back and you're like, oh, after you finish installing that, you're going to need like the trim to go around the room. So that's in this section over here. So you can go back to Home Depot. You buy the trim. Okay, so after you buy the trim, like Home Depot is a pyramid scheme.
Like, and you're right.
We ain't even started talking about the subject.
And and I gotta say this. I'm being a man.
After you do the trim, you know you gotta repaint the walls. Oh, okay.
And Home Depot be having some baddies in there working. I ain't seen a weak chick.
I can't comment, but I think you're right.
Either.
I think you're right.
I have never seen a weak chick working at Home Depot. Some of my homegirls that are baddies work at Home Depot, and I be like, you don't know diddly squat about no house, no plumbing, no electrical. But you there.
But I never would have thought that you were right. You right by a lot too. I would have thought it would have been reversed. I thought Target was the creme de la creme, but Walmart is murdering Target.
Yeah, by
that much. Home Depot is killing Target.
Walgreens,
Kroger, which is that's Food for Less Ralph's, is killing Target.
Yeah.
I can see that, and of course Amazon. Walmart is beating Amazon?
See,
oh my God, Walmart is a beast.
Look, because they got, in Tustin, because one of my friends that lives out there, there's a 24-hour Walmart. 24 hours. A super. Not no rinky dink, like a super. Like if you want to get up at 3 a.m, I want a 60-inch TV. You could go out there and get one and they'll load it in your truck and you could drive home at 3 a.m. Like,
hey, y'all look at this. This is the list we looking at right now. This is what is it by revenue?
I believe so.
Is it yearly?
It has to be.
Let me check it again.
This has to be yearly.
Walmart, of course, the largest, but Target revenue.
Sheesh. I'm like, I didn't.
Wait, is this 1/4 of a year? Both reported Q1 2022 results during the third week of May.
Man, take this thing down. Are you serious?
And both reported similar results. Earnings fell in the 2 days since their earnings announcement. So I think this might,
a quarter.
This might be 25% of the year.
But worldwide, then I can see this.
Worldwide, yeah. Worldwide in 3 months.
I can
basically
see that.
What this is saying.
We talk about 50 states, maybe some international, some other stuff.
So
too.
you saying Walmart is making $1 trillion a year worldwide?
Easy.
In revenue.
Easy. Yeah, from these numbers, easy. What they stocks? How much they stock cost?
I don't know. We need to know. Okay, so Amazon's beating Walmart in e-commerce, but not overall.
Yeah, Amazon is.
So what I thought, when you narrow it down like that, and they still killing Target with e-commerce. So that's things you sell online to be delivered.
Yeah,
and then number two
Amazon,
on that.
I'm telling you, dude. I didn't.
Walmart is a beast.
I didn't order some stuff that I didn't think would get there like they said it would, and it was there. And I was like, "Whoa, this!"
I did not know Walmart was a beast like that.
Yeah, dude, they deliver everything.
I know
you could get groceries, everything there.
I knew Walmart was a beast. I didn't know they were like beating Amazon, beating Target, number one by a lot.
Mind you, and what I was saying, just in California alone, and in Southern Cal, how they got moved out of certain cities. So this thing, like they were really dominating in the numbers. I'm so sorry, guys. Let me explain something to y'all, and then he gonna tell y'all one more time about talk. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, this is the beauty of this show, because like we get on one thing and then we get on something else. My brother saluted us for that. He was like, I love that you guys can get on there and you just don't play videos all day and have your little, this one guy said, how can we make some money when you're young? We ain't even, you know what I'm saying?
Who that? Put him on speaker.
No, we didn't took that question and spit it to some other stuff. But I'm curious on what Mr. Tate wants to say. But what was your last thought?
Refresh the question for me. The question was, if you're young, how can you make money these days?
Okay, so
that's how we started.
So I hot dogged it. In your words now, what do you think?
If I was young today, and I totally agree with you, there's so many avenues. I would do all of them.
I'd never be broke.
I would have a YouTube channel. I would have a full-time job.
I agree.
And then I would have another side hustle.
I agree.
Because when I was in my 20s, I had energy that was like, oh my God. Like I would do something that I like doing. Like I like playing video games. Yeah. So I would play video games and just stream it.
Salute the ones that's out there really doing, the young ones that's taking full advantage of it. Salute them for that.
I would just be streaming all day playing video games until I had to go to work. And then I'd go to work and do the work. And then I'd also edit those video game streams into YouTube clips. Like, there's just, and that's like you could do that at 15, 16, and you don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe nothing happens, or maybe you're one of the ones that it happens for, but you still got your 8 hours a day you getting in for money. And so, like, the world is way more wide open than it was when we were young.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Like people, you can be a teenager and work from home, and that's a crazy idea.
Like I said this to my homegirl Christina years ago, where Uber was just now starting off and jumping off and things like that, and I was like, man, I'll never be broke. My mind's too creative.
If you an 18-year-old with a car, you already got a path to make money.
Yeah,
without getting employed. Like it'd have been no reason. You want a video game? You could go do 10 Uber rides and buy a video game.
Yeah, easy.
Like I wish.
That's why
that was my life when I was 18.
When I be just seeing these young guns out there just kind of BS, and I be like, what? Y'all should be having some W-2s, W-4s. Y'all should be having some tax money coming in. Y'all should be.
Yeah, we had to go out and grind for the job first. Like you had to go to the mall and go store by store. Y'all hiring, and fill out paper. I know y'all don't. I know kids today don't know what like pens are and whatnot, and filling out stuff. Oh,
I ain't even gonna sit up here and cap like that. I ain't gonna sit up here and cap. I actually prefer to fill out a paper application than this online mess.
We would sit outside of the store. We just ask for an application and fill it out, go back in and give it to them and just wait for them to call our house.
Yeah, that's why our penmanship is so phenomenal because it was told to us in school. If the application wasn't else readable or they couldn't read it, they throw it away off the rip.
The world is easy now. Like you're right. There's no excuse to not make money. Yeah, because you don't have to leave your house one time to get a job. Yeah, you could fill out the application on your phone, do a Zoom meeting for an interview, get hired.
Like I've made so much money from my phone than me physically walking in a place. It's crazy. Like I've done Uber and stuff before. I've done those little gigs and stuff like that before, and it's like. I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah, I've done Lyft, Uber Eats. This is basically paths to entrepreneurship. Yeah. Where you set your own hours. Like, that's what entrepreneurship is. You figure out how you want to make money.
And when you respect it and what we had to learn too, and what we respected a scheduled job. So you have to have the fundamentals. Yeah. So it's like, we came in with a game plan. Okay, I'm going to work 6 hours. I'm coming in at 8. I'm working at 2. And it's because we've done that before. You know what I mean? And when we do that, it's like it works. Like that's the fundamentals. Like these kids, they'll be like, I just want to do 2, work. And then like 2 hours and you expect a bundle? No, it ain't gonna work like that. Like you gotta put a little time in.
Yeah, you gotta at least do full time.
Yeah.
So that's what 30 hours plus.
Easy, at least that.
Yeah.
I say if you do 30 hours and you get $400 to $500, that's a win.
You'll be all right.
That's a win because you can flex things on top of that.
But like young people have unlimited energy. I feel like I could have driving people around for 12 hours a day when I was 20.
Man, first of all, me and the homies would have been in the car.
And then I could have went home and played 6 hours of video games, went to sleep for 4 hours.
We would have been in a car BSing, delivering food. Man,
oh my God! You could be in the car with your friends, doing the Uber Eats. That's what we would have did all day.
Would have been subbing all day.
That would have been the new going outside,
bumping the Locks, bumping Jay Big, bumping Little John, the Eastside Boys. Man, I'd have been subbing it. That'd have been right up my alley to listen to loud music in my car all day.
And get paid to drop people food off.
That would have been a date, baby. Come on with me. We making money together, and then at the end of it, I could go like this, and then my phone
go to your bank account.
And it's in my account
every day. Every day.
They have some registries like that for nursing. I can't wait.
They knew not to give that kind of power to us because we would have been. I feel like we would have took over if we were 8. Even when we were 15 and that kind of stuff was available, the kind of creativeness that we had, we would have took over.
We couldn't have turned it off.
Me and Chris would have been driving around, just hanging out. We would have thought this was fun playtime where we just dropping. We would have made a game out of picking up food from McDonald's and driving it to people. We would have did that shit all day.
It'd look so.
Parents would have been like, "Yo, the street lights on. Y'all coming home? Like, do we have to?"
Just get it started. I was planning to be out here all day. I gotta come home.
We did 500 deliveries. You know, we made $500 today. We'd have been outside all day.
Like, hey, we part that air. Parents say, "You come in this house one more time, locking that door."
Oh, man, we not coming inside then.
Hey, no way we going back in.
We outside playing Uber Eats.
Outside. Mom got to come out there with a weapon to get us back in the house. Like,
all right, let me let the video play. Let me get back. We done ready. Hold on.
I think that people who can garner attention are going to be good at making money one way or another. I think we now live in a world where you have spectators and you have people who produce. The world is split in a binary divide between the two. And not everybody is designed to be a producer. Some people are designed to be a spectator. Obviously I am a producer naturally by heart because I've lived a very diverse life. I have a lot to say and I consider, it doesn't matter what I consider. People consider my words valuable, obviously. So here I am. But if I was a spectator, let's say, and I didn't feel like I had the confidence or the knowledge or the charisma to sit on a camera and interest people, then I would try my very best to prove myself useful to a creator. And by joining their ecosystem and working alongside them, that's probably the best and easiest way to make money. There's a whole bunch of people out there that have the star factor, but they don't have the systems and the teams around them to truly be successful. So
interesting.
I would come along
I
and
agree.
say, listen, you can be the showman. I'll be the blood and guts underneath, and we can do very, very well. I truly still believe
that's not a bad way to start either. Okay, people want to always see themselves as the star, but sometimes you don't start as the star. You have to work under the star and kind of pick up the skills to be what the star is.
I actually personally think that's the best move.
Yeah, they used to call it an apprenticeship. You don't just become a blacksmith. You got to work with the blacksmith for 10 years.
Yeah,
until you learn how to build the sword.
No, you know what? In my field, that's how I feel. I have nothing against nurses that jump and skip, but you lose so much. Like me being a CNA, going into a licensed nurse, and possibly going further. You know what I mean?
Possibly.
Like there's so much that I'm gaining out of that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's a wonderful thing. And then ultimately you do get that respect too. Like, you know, like our good friend Kevin, you know, that's Long Beach PD.
Long Beach
and it's
PD.
like, you know,
we gotta have Kev on.
Oh yeah.
Talk about some of that police
Kev
stuff.
did securities as long as me.
Yeah.
You know, we were side by side. And then it's like when I think about the scenarios and things that he gets in, you know, or he's been in, he's so calm and cool and collective because it's like you once upon a time you didn't jump straight to that badge like, you know, like a lot of them do. You know what I'm saying? Where you was able to pass a test and they just gave you here's your stuff and they send you out on the street. You know what I mean? Like you actually was out there, you know, so building up to who you are and things like that. Yeah, I do agree with that. With Mr. Tate saying that, you know, no matter what, you can be lucrative and you can be important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't have to. You know,
It's building up your skills. I heard somebody else, I think it was Michael Blackson that was talking about this. It's like everybody wants to do a certain thing, but you can really just be the best or try and be the best at the thing that you're doing.
Yeah.
Like even if you start off as a housekeeper, you can do that. Try and be the best housekeeper, learn how to housekeep and start your own housekeeping business and you'll become a millionaire. If your housekeeping business is good, right?
Absolutely.
And you can literally do that with everything. You can work at McDonald's for 10 years and be like, okay, I know the system of selling burgers and making burgers, and what the system is, start your own burger place.
Yeah. Or even buy McDonald's.
Or buy into
franchise
at McDonald's.
Yeah.
And if you could buy one, then you can learn how to buy two.
Absolutely.
If you can learn how to, like, you can do anything in this country and grow it. You can be a janitor and get good at being a janitor and start your own sanitation company. That's monies.
And if you can't get, you know what? It's interesting you said that because my uncle was a janitor in Inglewood school district and retired. You know what I mean? Like he had 2 or 3 jobs he could combine, but that was like the job where it was like that was the benefits for the family, this, that. You know what I mean? And it was like, all right, cool. Well, I do what I got to do, and it's like he retired. And he's like, he has a pension, out of Inglewood for that. And people don't look at the bigger picture.
This is the freest country that's ever existed. You can literally do everything. And I keep quoting people. I'm gonna quote Terry Crews, big dude from Friday After Next. Terry Crews was explaining. Everybody thinks of the world or the country as you got to get a piece of the pie. But the way that the country really is that it just gives you the ingredients to make your own pie. You don't have to get a piece of nobody's pie. You make your own pie. So anything that you feel like you're doing that you might think is above you or you're too good to do, then you got the wrong mindset. You do that thing and think about how you can become the person who made the thing that you're doing happen.
Yeah.
If you're a janitor, somebody owns this company. You're just a person that works for it, but that person that owns it is getting the piece of the pie, right?
Yeah.
And so the piece of the pie is available to you because what you're doing by working for that person is learning the skill set that you need to run what you're doing. And if you can dig in and learn that, then you can create your own pie and divvy it out to other people to put them in the position you was in.
Absolutely.
And that's how it works. You supposed to you do the thing, you learn it to the best of your ability, you grow, and hopefully you can expand on that and go back down.
Any expansion is good. It goes back. Remember the spinoff that I said about the millionaire versus a thousandaire. It's the same concept.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
150,000 over, is that success? Absolutely. Because you're in the 10%, you're in the 8% of the world if you're making 150,000 plus.
Yep.
So if you're
in the 10% of men.
Yeah. If you or 10% period, you know what I mean? Because if you and your wife,
that's not counting the world. That's in America.
Yeah,
in the world, you're probably more closer to the 1%.
Yeah, if you and your
there's 8
wife,
billion people. There's 115 million men in America. There's 4 billion men on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So in America, if you make 100,000, you're richer than almost everybody else on Earth.
Absolutely. And that's success.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was just saying. Like, you know, million is great. But if you could get 150,000, 200,000 in a household, I think you're just as great.
I think the point of this is you can't skip the steps. You gotta, like, the hardest part is learning how to get to the 100,000 a year. Yeah. You can't go from 30 to a million because you're not gonna know how to do that.
No,
when you at a million,
that's a big hop skip jump.
Yeah, it's like how people win the lottery and then like 10 years, 5 years later they broke.
Yeah, bro,
because they didn't get there. They just got it.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't give people stuff. But if you can learn how to get to 100,000, then you've gained the skills to learn how to get to a million.
I predict that for both of us in the next 5 years that we'll be there.
I think so too.
I think we'll be 150, 200,000 easy.
Yeah, but we stay humble. Anyway. Anyway, let's go.
As fucked as the world is with the Matrix and the suppression and the inflation and the Fed and all the shit we talk about, if you're a person who can turn up on time with a firm handshake, who is genuinely competent, who doesn't lie to anybody, you're going to be fine. You're never going to starve. You're always going to be able to make good money if you're a genuinely honest, hardworking person. I've never met a honest, hardworking person who will be there at 9 a.m. like you ask him to be, who completely fails at life. Yeah. So I think a lot of people who are still out here failing, they have a bunch of excuses. And yeah, we talk about how hard it is, and it's true. But if you're genuinely about it and you can find somebody with that star factor and align yourself to them, I think you could make money no matter.
I'm going to be honest too, because I used to have that the mentality that the world was against me. And that's why I wasn't succeeding. Like, especially in my 20s. I think that was like my whole 20s. Is that I always thought my district manager is an asshole. My boss doesn't like me. Like, I had that mentality. And it's not to say that those things, maybe my district manager was an asshole, but that didn't need to be my focus. I needed to do what I was doing to just get it done and get to the next place I was going. And I was too focused on who thought anything about what I was doing or if they liked it or not. And you got to get past that kind of mentality and stay in your own head to be like, I'm going places that aren't here, but I need to learn this first. And I think that's important for young people too.
Absolutely. And I think that the one thing that we're not taught, because I'm struggling with this now, kind of, is that the more people that hate,
the better.
It's actually a good thing.
Yeah. You want your district manager to hate you because they don't want you to be better than them. Yeah. You want to be better than them. They need to hate you to keep their spot. And they can hold you down, but if you really are diligent in learning what you're doing and you really become like you actually become better than them, there's no holding you down. Like somebody somewhere is going to be like, that person needs to be the district manager, whether it's that company or the company that you work next to. Somebody's going to be like, oh, get that guy. Like one of my special abilities, like I knew that your mutant powers.
I knew that I was something rare. I was working for Dunbar Armor, which is a armor truck company. The guys to pick up the money.
You drove the armor truck?
Yeah, did it for 2 years.
I didn't know you did that.
Yeah, carried all. Yeah,
I be looking at them every time. They always look like somebody trying to rob them. Well, like that's always their demeanor. Like,
well, with that.
All right, go ahead.
Really quick. With that, if you're trusting your abilities in your training, you shouldn't be feeling like that. It's those that. No, they be cutting corners. But
I mean, maybe it's me that feel like if I pull up behind the armored truck for what it's happened a couple times where I'm just happening to be parking behind the armored truck. I feel like the people that are in the armored truck are getting out or looking at me like, why are you parking right there?
Yeah, I'm like we peak, but like I'm like how I used to be in and out. If I'm trying to see something that's going on and I'm already there, I lost. That's how I feel. My mind should be, before we pull to that parking lot, I'm sizing everything up.
All right, so get to the point you were trying to make. You were.
Yeah, so I felt like I knew that I was like something rare and different. Where when I got there, they gave me everybody difficult. They gave me all the senior guys. Difficult. We coming back from the route, laughing, giggling, and everybody's looking like, what in the heck is this? We gave him this guy difficult on purpose so he could have a terrible day, and this guy's coming back with a great day.
Yeah.
And my boss, one time, I got to a point where I was shaking everybody's hand. Like Mr. Tate saying, there's good, firm handshake. And I gave everybody a handshake, literally. And my boss watched me. And with disgust, he said, so you really sat here and shook everybody's hand?
With disgust?
Yeah. Tony. What was his name?
Why? Because he felt like he was in the better, like he was better than everybody?
Well, you know what? I got the acknowledgement.
Yeah.
Everybody knew that I was
respect.
That I was going to acknowledge them, say something nice to him, man. How's it going, Mr. Such and Such, man? How you feeling, man? Oh, I'm good, man. How you feeling, Chris? Hey, man, another day in paradise, right? You're right, Chris. Thank you so much. I'll see you, man.
You know what? That's actually good advice that I'm gonna take. Cause I say what's up to everybody at work. I'm gonna start shaking their hands.
Yeah, it's a man thing.
It's an extra step.
It's a man thing. You know what I mean?
It's good advice.
Yeah, and
see, even we hear advice and we take our own advice. And
the reason why I like that, because if I'm hurt on the ground, please don't pull your phone out and take a picture of me. Pick my pocket, pick me up. Sit me down in the chair at least. You know what I mean? I'm serious though. That's why I go the extra mile. And sometimes it does come back.
Jobs that are like that are dangerous or have some kind of risk, then you have to respect everybody else who's on the same kind of job with you.
No, absolutely.
It's like dudes that work in coal mines, they form a brotherhood. Like,
yeah.
If one dude goes down, it
can get weird.
We've heard
fast.
We've heard these stories. Like if a dude goes down in the coal mine, and I mean goes down like, like the other dudes will band together to give his family something.
Yeah,
and I think it's that level of respect for what they're doing.
Because what you working for?
Yeah,
working for your family. At the end of the day, your kids can have clean water. They can have a hot meal. Shelter. Your beautiful woman, your wife, she's living in this fabulous place, kind of with no worries. You know what I mean? Like that's why we do these things. But we ain't gonna never finish. I see. You know.
No, we are.
So basically, be a YouTuber. It's not about being a YouTuber. It's not. It hasn't even got to be a YouTuber. It can be anything. It can be you can find a fucking star salesman and find a way to help his ass. I'm saying you don't always have to be the star. The biggest mistake a lot of people make is, and especially in the Western world, because I talk about this all the time. I was speaking about this with somebody else. I was saying America's strength and its weakness is the same thing. America's strength is that everybody is taught they're so unique and special and valuable. And that's why you guys do so, but this is why America does so fantastic in, let's say, the Olympics, right? Because everyone believes that they can be a sports star and everyone works so hard.
I agree.
This is why you have so many talented people, so many creatives, so many movie directors, etc. Because everyone's told they're fantastic. But the truth is, not everybody's fantastic.
I agree with that
too. People
who
are not fantastic end up frustrated. And that's why you have so much fucking crime.
It's obvious, because we have way more bad movies than good movies. but so that means too many people are making movies.
Right.
Well, because it takes the quality. See, quantity versus quantity, right? Or quantity versus quality. That's not a thing now. When you look, let's look into the automobile industry alone. Those cars in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s. I'm like, the 95 Toyota Supra.
I get your point, and you already
one of
right.
the best cars ever made, almost.
You're already right. You used to be able, like, cars used to be like made out of like structurally sound components, like metal, steel.
Yeah.
Now they're kind of fiberglass here and fiberglass there, and it works for mass production, but if we could mass produce those steel cars, we would probably do that.
I just thought,
and add the modern layers on top of it, right?
I just thought of something really quick. Speaking about that, with cars are doing to people the same thing that cell phones are doing to people. Think about it. I'll elaborate.
Cars are
your
doing
cell
to
phone.
People the same thing that cell phones.
Back in the day, right? You had a phone book. You knew everybody's number because you wrote it in there.
Oh snap!
You can't even read all 5 numbers in your phone right now.
If I lost my phone, I couldn't call you.
Yeah,
I couldn't call my wife.
Yeah,
we did this before. Well, she knows my number. I know that because I when I was at work, I lost my phone. But the lucky thing is I had my watch, and my watch can call people. Mm-hmm. So I called my wife and was like, "Yo, can you get on the computer and find my phone?" Because like on just me being out, I lost my phone somewhere. It fell out of my pocket, and so I called it. Like I was like trying to retrace my steps, and I remembered that I had a watch that could call her. Because I didn't know her number. If I had to go to a payphone or whatever, I wouldn't know what her number is. It's like I could, but I got my watch and it's stored in my watch. I was like, I was so lucky. Like, can you figure out where my phone is? Go to find my phone on iPhone while I retrace my steps. And if I didn't have that, I would have been screwed.
Yeah. Now look at a car. 1995 Toyota Camry. Versus 2022 Toyota Camry. Right?
Big difference.
Big difference. Tons of toys on that 22.
Screens in it.
Screens, Bluetooth. Sensors. If you drift, if you don't stop fast enough, if you back it up, she gonna let you know. No, I can't take hits. But people are tearing up more cars. People are crashing way more.
There's another thing about that. Do you know, like, people with electric cars get their ticket rate is at like 65%.
Yeah, I remember you said something about that. Yeah.
When people in like cars that aren't electric is somewhere like in 22%. So people with electric cars are getting 44% more tickets because there's nothing that allows them to know that they're traveling fast. When you're traveling fast in a car with an engine, it's going.
It's personality.
Like but
you moving because you feel the car.
But if you in a Tesla, it's not like.
Yeah.
You don't know you going 88. You just going.
It's funny. I was going to my boy Dante's wedding, and I had a what the heck car did I have? I had a Ford Fusion hybrid, big full size, beautiful car. Man, I'm like, I got music going. I'm like, man, ain't nobody on the freeway. Like 3 o'clock, like, all right. I look, I'm doing 130 miles an hour. 130 in an electric car. And I go, oh my God, whoa. I'm moving. And then I was like, hey. So when I finally got off the freeway, slowed down, obviously, got off the freeway, I said, let me see what this thing can really do. So I really got on it like a regular car. So I, go. And I'm just looking at this speedometer doing this. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing like 85.
I told you about the time I rented a Tesla. It's like sitting inside of a remote control car. If you ever driven a remote control car, like you say go, and it goes from stop to over there.
Yeah,
that's what it's like driving that car.
I never want to own one because I know I would get in trouble.
If you push that, like if you're at a corner and you just gotta have a straightaway and you just literally push down on the gas, you're gonna go from 0 to 100 in the next 8 seconds. It's gonna be, it just moves when you say move. There's no build up. It doesn't have to work towards it. It It's like
So
a
that's
remote
kinda like
control
that,
car where it's like go, and it's like
So
okay.
that's like that Superman ride.
Yes.
You just, whoa.
Yes, it does. It does what you need it to do right now,
Wow.
as fast as possible.
Is that why everybody be driving them slow?
Yeah.
I think they scared of them then.
You have to. You know what I think it is. They drive themselves if you have that setup.
Oh, so they'll.
So if the car is driving itself, it drives itself slow. So when I see a Tesla driving slow, I'm like, the Tesla's driving the Tesla. They're not driving.
Okay,
because
now that makes
if a
sense.
person's driving it,
Yeah, 'cause I know me. I'll tear the streets up in that.
It is difficult to drive slow. It's hard to drive slow in a Tesla. It's hard to say 65 because you could just push down a little bit, and in 2 seconds you'll be at 85.
Wow.
It's
Yeah,
no,
I don't need
like
one.
it's no speed up. It's just that you can do it right now. And then,
Dang. I don't need one. But I like to drive fast.
but anyway, that's what I'm saying. They out here getting tickets at an expedient rate because it's so easy.
Dry trying,
Yeah.
gangsters, gangbangers. 'Cause there's a whole bunch of people in America who think they're too good for a job, and they are really not too good for a fucking job. That's the truth. Whereas if you
Is what we were talking about, right?
look at other cultures, it's the difference, right? If you go to Asia or you go to some of these other places, you'll go to school. The very talented kids will be taken to the side. You're the top 1%. You're going to a separate class. And if you're not put in that separate class, you know you ain't shit. You're just like, okay, I'm working in the factory. Yes, sir. That's my job. And you're just going to do your job because the ego ain't there. So the ego is a fantastic thing for America, but it's also a detriment. So it can play both
interesting.
ways. But
That's interesting.
I think that's why people don't like him in this country because we want to all be special. Like even
I have a
us
spin off
doing
on that
this.
when you. But yeah, no. I wasn't cutting you off. But I'm listening.
No, I hear you. Even us doing this show in some way is thinking that we're special, that we can do something, right? So the proof is going to be in the pudding. If we do it for 10 years and we still at 170 subscribers, we're going to look at each other like that wasn't we couldn't do that. So, but at some point, there's a point where you look at each other and say, that's not our thing. But in this country, I feel like everything is your thing.
Yeah. And I think it's
And
like.
I don't want to get on that subject, but even on a biological level, whatever you want to do, you can do it.
Yeah.
Believe in yourself. Be you. And
Yeah.
it's like real life won't let you be you. You have to beat the game. Life is the game. You have to beat it. You can't just do what you feel like.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that. Sometimes you gotta adjust. Sometimes you gotta move. And if you can't adjust and move, then you're gonna lose the game.
Yeah.
You can't just do. You can't make the game. You can't make the rules of the game or change the rules of the game. The rules of the game are set. They are set. Even outside of society. If we got rid of society and was like everybody going to the wild like the Hunger Games, people are gonna have to catch food, treat water, drink water. They're gonna have to play within the rules that are set in nature. You gotta eat within what is it, 2 weeks? You gotta drink water within 3 days. Like there's just rules that are set that you cannot make anything about. You
Yeah.
have to follow them.
Absolutely. No, and I agree. Like when I had my son, and where my mindset is now, that was a lot of the challenge with the schools I was having with Jordan, where it was like Jordan was excelling in so many categories, and then it's like they wanted him to dumb down to work with others, and then he was getting taboo because he didn't want to work with others. And so I was like, well, I agree. I'm like, he shouldn't have to work with anybody. If he doesn't want to. Oh, well, but I say, look, from 1st to 12, it's everybody is together until they cross that stage, and then this is the competition at this point.
It's all a competition.
But see, we didn't get that. We got that, but we didn't get that. Only the few that got it excelled quickly. You know what I mean?
We didn't give. Oh, okay.
Like if our friends, like the perfect scenario for us was that we could all get the same job at the same place because we're our friends, right?
No, but at our school, we had the GATE community, right? Mm-hmm. You remember the GATE group? It was gifted and talented education. Yeah. And so if you were a kid that was in the GATE program, you got to go on extra field trips. You weren't in class as much because you got to go out to whatever the GATE group was at 10:45 or whatever. Yeah. They were doing some extra, like they were picking out the smart kids out of the class, but we weren't like so. I remember being in that and being like, what do I have to do to get in that? Yeah. That's all I was thinking. Like, what is that? Like, why am I not in that? And what did they do to get in that I wasn't doing? Yeah, exactly. And I think later on in my education, I figured it out, and I ended up over there. Mm. So if you think like this isn't fair, why do they get to do it? Then you won't get there. If you think what is that, and how do they get there? Then you might figure it out.
And see, that mindset that you have is a foreign language today. When you think about it, nobody looks at, well, what did they do to get there? Everybody looks at, oh, why can't I get there? Or why they are there and I'm not?
They don't want there to exist because they're not there.
Yeah, exactly. And kind of, and it's spinning off of what he's even saying too, where it's like, everybody has talents. Your talent may not be the front runner. It might not be
education. Yeah. You can be a failure at education and be great in career. Like the two things don't have to match. I think, and if you don't mind me saying this, I think you're proof of that. That you're not great at education, but you work hard enough that you can make a career just based on your work ethic. Yeah. You don't need to know all the details about math, but you'll learn the thing that you just want to know this
formula for this.
You want to know you don't want to know all the geometry. You want to know what the geometry is. You need to know.
No. You know what's funny? It's funny you say that. But I was having a conversation with Charmaine, and I was explaining to her the classes that I used to take, and it blew her mind away because she's like, I would have never thought like I was in those special classes. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I was there. Like when I graduated from high school, I had a 4th grade reading level, what they say.
You never gave a fuck, and excuse my language. I knew you in 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade. You never cared about school in a way that you felt like it was necessary to you. Not that I saw. Excuse me if I'm wrong, but you always got in trouble. You were always put in the back of the class. And so it's like you didn't fit. What school is? It says that, do you want to excel at this? Mm-hmm. And some kids say no. You were one of the kids that said no.
I always looked at other options. I said this can't be the only option.
All right, so but when we're all in class together, we all see you as the bad kid. Yeah. I'm not saying that you wasn't doing other shit that was bad.
I had my fair share. You know what I mean?
You know, maybe some of the other bad things that you did were because of the position you were put in the class. Because the class was like, Chris doesn't want to do this work that we're doing. Yeah. And so he's a bad kid. And now Chris is a bad kid. And now you have to act like a bad kid.
It put me in such a weird predicament. Because it was like when I graduated to that label, and then they stuck me in there with the actual bad kids. Like I'm in there with the actual gangsters. Yeah, I'm in there with the people that actually beat people.
And I know what you mean. I know, like, and what we're talking about is real life. Like we went to a school, and it's not the hood anymore, but it was hood, or at least hood adjacent at that time. Yeah. where kids in our class would be actual gang members, or they would have older brothers who were gang members, so they thought they were gang members too. Like we went, this is a different dynamic, so you can keep explaining. I just wanted to add that pin in there.
And what was crazy, this is how I survived. So it was like when I went there, it was like, okay, everybody here is bad. And they look right through you.
So you got to be bad too.
No, not even that. They looking like, so why are you here?
That's what the people that were there, what you saying?
Yeah, they looking at me. Why are you here?
I could tell you from the other side that the class was looking like y'all should be over there.
Exactly.
They were looking at y'all like a group. Yeah. But you were in the group looking like, why am I
here?
And
they're looking at me like, what the heck are you doing here?
It's true, because you were not about, because I was like, quote unquote, one of the good kids. I was maybe on the lower end of them, but I was still in that group. But we were best friends, and I was like, Chris isn't the bad guy. Chris isn't, and I'm gonna name call people because nobody knows who they are. Like, Chris isn't Franklin. Chris isn't Derek. Why is he, just because he's not getting the grades, why is he in the back of the class? And I think you acting out was in response of you getting the treatment like you were in the back of the class. And so, like, fast forward, 10 years later, you're one of the hardest working people I knew in your 20s. You were one of the hardest. You outworked some of the people that were not in the back of the class. You outworked, and you know.
I know. But it was what's crazy on that.
Some of them like that I called your girlfriends or your wife, you outworked the people who were excelling at the time.
And they were supposed to be that person.
And they were supposed to pass you up in all life, and they ended up being the people who should have been in the back of the class.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, maybe we're kind of judging this wrong, you know?
It was so funny. It's like learning these gangsters and then learning their older brothers and stuff like that. And it was like I was able to kind of build a weird rapport of respect. It was like, hey, I ain't here trying to disrespect you, dog. I'm just in here because I didn't give Mr. Young my hat. They like, man, that's it. Oh, that's crazy. So then it was more like, oh, so you're like a good one. So they wanted to kind of be cool with me, and they introduced me to their folks. And then it was like I had like a weird blend where it was like I was cool with the gangsters. They respect me because they were like, well, Chris ain't really with that riffraff. We respect it. But then, wait. Yeah. You could go to this class, but then you could go sit over there on that bench with them? Like,
you did that earlier in life. I feel like I did it later in life.
Yeah.
But the point is, like, I think the point I'm trying to say is the people that work the hardest aren't always the most clear in the situation. Because in sixth grade, you were looked at as the failure, like the bum.
Yeah, the most to not succeed, period.
Right. And in no way did your life end up being that you're the failure or the bum.
No.
And a lot of people who were in the group of overly successful or most likely to succeed or even most likely to do decent are below where you are. So the system itself it's not set in stone. Mm-hmm. Just because you're put in it, and maybe I'm disagreeing with Andrew Tate a little bit in the sense that he was saying well, maybe I'm not disagreeing because I think he's talking about the gifted and talented people.
Yeah.
I think all the gifted and talented people went on to be decent.
Yeah.
But in regular class settings, there's also the bad people.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about the middle, everybody in the middle and everybody bad.
Yeah. Once that jacket, it was more label.
Yeah, you were really above the middle. You were more on the gifted and talented side than you were on the bad side, but somehow you ended up on the bad side.
Well, because I went against the grain.
And then some people in the middle, when life passed, ended up on the bad side where you were, but they weren't there when people were judging, when everybody was analyzing where everybody is. So that's what I'm saying.
Like that's
so I agree that if you were in a gate community, and we're using our words, the gifted, intelligent education community, then you probably went on to live life in that community. If you were in the middle, it was a gambit. It was it was free for all.
That's my mom.
But you were in the bad side, and you didn't end up there in your life.
That's my mom. That was my mom's biggest fear with me.
Word.
She was just like, you go against the grain. She was like, she said people are gonna have a hard time understanding you. She calls me a goody two shoe. She goes, nobody likes that. And I'm like, huh? But now I get what she's saying. Whereas like, I'm not technically a goody two shoe. I'm not saying that, but
no, you were.
But
that's why I never like when we were in class. And I think a portion of society made me blame you a little bit, but like we were friends, right? And so when people would be like you were bad, my impression of you is that you were one of the most good people that I knew. Like you were really empathetic, you were really accepting of people. Yeah. And so like then when you would get in these situations where you would be angry or mad, it would be like, well, like maybe that part of you would make me see like why you were over in the bad class, but I would never understand the whole purpose of it. It didn't fit the whole thing. Like it wasn't the whole story.
It's funny I'm still in that.
I'm
still in predicaments like that today. I struggle with that at work now. Yeah, I'm still in those predicaments. You know what I mean? I'm literally in a predicament like that at work right now, currently. And it's like
I can imagine that's true.
And I got like 80%. It's like, why are you in this predicament? And then I got this weird 20. And I'm like, why are they putting me in this predicament?
I can imagine that's true. It's.
But I get back to as you say, I get what he's saying. He's probably going off of raw ability. You know what I mean? Like,
let's let them go another 30 seconds to 60 and we'll end it right there.
Okay.
And give our final thoughts.
I think if you know the value that you bring to the world, you understand what you bring, then you could kind of put yourself in a position to win, because we're not all going to be, like you said, leaders. Some people are followers.
But this is my point. When everyone has an ego, everyone wants to be the king on the chessboard.
Yeah.
You don't win the chess game by having endless kings. That just gives you a bunch of vulnerabilities. Everyone has to know their role and play it. I've played the role of fucking pawn, knight, my whole life. I was pawn, knight, bishop, rook. You know, I played them all.
But you always wanted to be the king.
It's not that I wanted to be. It's that if you're truly destined to be, you'll end up in a position where you're going to be seen as a king of your empire, wherever your empire is or whatever it is. God has a plan for all of us. My plan was to do my job to the best of my ability, whatever my job was at the time. People call me arrogant, etc., etc. I spent fucking 11 years obeying my coach like he was God. Run here. Okay, 7 miles, 4 a.m. Oh, fuck. All right. I just listened. I didn't get successful by running my mouth. I didn't get successful by knowing everything. I got successful by listening. I listened to my father my entire life. I listened to my coach my entire life. I just done exactly as I was told. He said punch. He said jab. I jabbed. That was it. So I just obeyed. So I played my part and played my role for a very long time before I got to a position now where I have, I don't know, a total of maybe 60, 70 people working for me across all these different industries. And now I'm the king of the empire, blah, blah, blah. But you're saying I always knew I wanted to be king. I don't think I did. I just wanted to be very, very competent and do my job very, very well. And even now to this day, if Elon Musk and I were to have a conversation one day and he would say, I want you to help me with X, I'm not going to walk in there saying, I'm the king though, bro, top G. I'm like, you know what, Mr. Elon, sure. I'll be the knight. Let's go to fucking Mars. There's too much ego involved. And this is the problem with a lot of people. Egos hold them back. Ego's going to get your ass killed. Ego put you in the fucking
egotistical.
morgue.
There's certain books that talk
also
about that.
Destroy a lot of opportunities. I can tell you another story. I have a whole bunch of friends who are still broke, even though they've watched my come up and I've tried to help them a million times, and they'll message like, hey man, just had to leave my job again. And they're trying to hint at borrowing money. I'm like, why? What happened? Man, my boss, he's fucking rude to me. Bro, you're a wagey and he's your boss.
Do your job.
What the fuck? Do your job. Like, you can't be messaging me saying, "Oh yeah, you're talking to you. I'm a genie. I don't take shit from my boss." Well, you have to. You're the boss.
That's what I was saying. Like, people don't want to move up. They want to start at the top and never have to listen to anybody above them.
But
it's
you
not
know,
real.
egotistical individuals, men and women, will never get the full picture of things because. Just like what you said earlier, I'm a ride the humble lane, and my rebuttal or my comment was like, that's a good lane. See, no one knows how to be humble when it's time to be humble and be this and be that. Bruce Lee talks about people need to be more like water. Water conforms to whatever object you put it in. Put it in a bowl, it conforms. It's a bowl. Put it in a glass, it's a glass. People don't know how to be flexible. People don't know how to be punctual. People don't know how to do that. And you will lose. You know, also
it's difficult to make it if you don't pick that up.
And he's absolutely correct. The smartest man is a man that listens. That's the smartest man in the world. It's a scientific fact that when you're talking and someone's talking,
that's
no one's
funny because
listening.
I feel like I realized that about women recently. And not to like talk about my personal stuff that's going on, but with my wife, I think one of the things that I didn't pick up is that I wasn't listening to what she was saying. I was like, I wanted to hear what she was saying, and those are two different things.
Absolutely.
And so, like, I'm just now picking up, like, I gotta listen to what you actually mean, and not hear what I think what you said means.
Exactly. Because you know, I love my dad to death, but that's one of the things he struggles in my opinion, because you could tell him straight up ABC, and he will start the sentence. So basically, what you're saying is EFG. No. I am saying ABC. Not what you think I'm saying, or you try to twist my words into something else and make it make sense to you. No. It's ABC.
Yeah. I mean, some people can work themselves out of that and some people can't.
Yeah. I mean, it's a...
no,
because when you just said it, that's what some men do. We do that, at times,
because we have a lot. It's not. I don't think it's a stereotype either. I think men usually have a logical way of thinking over women anyway.
Yeah. Well, we try to look at the ending product of the rainbow. We try to look at the end of the tunnel, right
so
then
it's
and there.
hard. It's hard to conceive what portion of that women are contributing to. Especially when they're. Are we getting to another subject? I think we're getting.
Subject. we ain't gonna get to the main topic. I don't think. I think
we're gonna get there because I already loaded up the next video. And
you might as well just go straight to the main one. I'm like, we've been cooking with some gas for a while.
Well, I've been drinking beer, so can you do the break for me? And then when you're done, we'll get
problem.
back. And then after that, we're gonna go into.
Let's go to the main topic. Let's go on and just dive in.
No, we're gonna go through all our topics, bro. We have
like
to.
6 of these joints.
It's 4 topics. It took us 2 hours to get through one.
One question. It's one question.
Well, like I said, I was saying like a black woman. Like I said,
it wasn't even a wholesome question. It was one
every week.
It was one question.
Sunday is a work day, Chris.
It branched out to everything else. But now go on and do your thing.
You got it?
Oh yeah.
Are you ready?
Go. Yeah. So I'm going to recite his words. I ain't not going to tell you again, but you know, if you are here watching the show and you are enjoying, you know, please hit that subscribe button. Also hit the bell to notify you when we own. And this is America's Mind, America's favorite podcast. And I spin in with that and say, it is because y'all tell us so. At least y'all tell me. I'm sure y'all tell him. And this will be the last time I'm going to say that. You know what I'm saying? I think I missed some point in there. Not as good as Mr. Williams, but you know, y'all got me. Let's go and hit the like. That was what I missed. Hit the like, subscribe, hit the bell, notify. Come kick it with your folks. As you can see, we had one question and it's ballooned into this. So this is the funnest thing about this particular podcast that I like personally. We don't come in here with a script. You know what I mean? We actually come in here with our minds open to talk about whatever is going on, and we put our spin on it, and everyone is also and always welcome to, you know, add to it, comment, all the other great stuff, and yeah. So we appreciate y'all. And
I'm sorry to take bathroom breaks on y'all.
Oh no, it's all to the good.
I don't take bathroom breaks at work, so like I'll be like, dang, taking bathroom breaks on my side hustle.
Oh no, it's no worries. So now we ready for dessert number 2.
But because I know you didn't do it right. This is the last time I'm gonna tell you. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so YouTube can bother you every time that we go online, and you won't miss a show. Because like some of you are gonna watch this later and you're gonna be like, why did I not know that they were online right now? You know why? Because you didn't hit the like button, and you didn't hit the share button, and you didn't hit the subscribe button, and most importantly, you didn't hit the notification bell.
A lot of my friends have missed that one, so I have shared it with them. They're like, oh.
When you hit the notification bell sends. It's like, you know, when you sign up for notifications on your phone, and it's like, when Bank of America has notifications and they're like, yo, you only got $500 right now. Did you know that? This is the same thing. It just it just says, hey, did you know America's Mind is going live right now? And we only go live like once or twice a week. So hit the notification bell. So at least like once a week.
They're arrested after seeing that evidence.
Yeah. We got something playing.
Listen, honey. I get triggered by being punched. Like, that's my boundary.
That's where we're going next, though.
Oh boy!
But at least on the notification bell. So if you hit the notification bell, YouTube will tell you when we are going online, and you can join us live and be here at the beginning of the show like a regular person, right? So. Anyway,
this
thank you guys for being here.
Very interesting.
We appreciate every member of the Hive Mind.
Now,
why is it not showing up?
What we got going on this, we're going to see in a sec. So we're... As he's working on a... Okay.
Respect my boundary.
No,
Okay, there it goes. It's all super late. Like,
all right.
It's just computer lag.
How about... sorry. Go on.
No, I said I understand, but this is where now circumstantial factors come in. You understand? He's a Nigerian guy. He's in America. Black Lives Matter. He's dating a Caucasian woman. He knows that if he hits her back, he's gonna get down for it. You understand? That is where now the old circumstantial things happen. But she's the one abusing him, and she's the one that's been abusing him.
He handled it well.
I haven't watched this, but this is Just Pearly Things channel again, who does the pregame. And so she has usually a diverse panel on, and they talk about relationship issues. I don't necessarily know what this one is.
Sounds like domestic, but it sounds like
let's find out together. Let's just
sound
watch
like
it.
black and white, black male, white female. Sounds like
maybe this is a time for us to shut up and actually watch the video.
Yeah, so we'll let this play through a little bit, and then we'll have our thoughts on this. But I think that's what she's rooting to.
I feel like this is kind of the woman you like though in your girl's life, like the big mama.
Okay. Oh yeah, Big Mama's
I've seen her on here before, and she kind of has like the like the traditional Big Mama stance.
Okay.
Like, girl, you better get it together. Like she has that kind of, you know.
Because she thought she was like, you cannot hit me. You understand? That's what she's going with. She's like,
Nigerian.
You cannot hit me.
Okay.
You can do nothing.
Yeah, it sounds
and
like
I'll
she
even
is.
call police on top of that.
Do you know
Do
something?
you understand? That's what she's thinking there.
When I saw that, all I was thinking is, to all the men out there that are being beat by women, if there's a camera, knock her to hell out. Because if he knew that there was a camera there, and after all that resisting, one bitch slap and she would have been down. And as far as I'm concerned, it's all on camera. So I can understand now why people would do things in front of cameras, why they want cameras up to protect themselves. Because as far as I'm concerned, if you're getting abused and you're worried about how it's going to see, because there's enough cameras, I know it's America, but in the UK,
God damn.
Can I say, may I just add?
Just violence.
Oh my lord.
Violence.
Personally,
Listen,
slap for slap, innit?
she's talking about
that's
Mortal
not
Kombat
equal
here.
rights,
equal laughs,
Listen.
baby.
you know, I would say this goes back to the equity, not equality. Like I said, I would say the same way that goes for guns, same way it goes for a man. If that is happening, what you do, you get up and you leave. As a man, you're strong enough to either restrain her or to run away from her because you like and then
You can't restrain her.
I'll let you go first on this. People might not like what I'm gonna say, but I'll your thoughts on this. Yeah, your thoughts.
I'm gonna address Yvette Marie first. Yvette, you have tipped us enough. Like, chill. We trying to bring in the new patrons. You can come back later, you know, in a few months with your stuff. But you started it off, so we don't need you to continue to donate. Although you know what, it is humbling that you are so gracious.
Thank you so much
with your time and your money, but. And not only are you like trying to contribute, but you're showing that you're showing the example, right? And that's why I appreciate it. So no, you don't need to give us anything more. To everybody else, though,
most appreciate.
So to everybody else, the Cashapp does not count towards the on-screen tip, but if you send a Cashapp, I'll do my best to adjust, because I can adjust the on-screen tip based on what's being given. I would do my best to adjust it and give you a shout out for it. But Yvette, don't do that. You started off the ball rolling, and we appreciate that, and you've done enough.
Oh yeah, appreciate. All right,
so
appreciate.
And she draws some laughs on the screen. Okay, so what we're talking about is. Oh, should I put my mic out?
So she said. So the first woman said to knock her out.
Yeah.
And then the other one kind of gave the typical response. Well, he's bigger, he's badder. You should be able to handle that and just walk away.
It's all hypothetical scenarios that women don't really play out in their head, I think, and that. This is a rough. The way I want to address it is kind of a rough topic because it's kind of like DA, like, you know, domestic abuse, and so I'm against that. But I can see how certain things lead to a certain way because of this mentality, and so I would say that women should not lean towards aggression towards men.
I agree.
So could I leave it at that without ranting?
It's up to you. If you want to leave it there, there's no problem.
Yeah, you wrap it up on a
I'm gonna take some words from this woman that I know, Naima Mansour.
I know who that is.
Great woman, my mother. And my mother's quote was that no one is a punching bag in any relationship, man or woman.
Yeah.
So I will say this, that if your woman is violent or physical with you, I think that makes you a great man to actually leave that situation alone in general. Like, I don't have, because you have so much to gain.
I agree.
And very little to, you have so much to gain and you have so much to lose.
No, you have little to gain.
Well, little to gain and
and too much to lose.
Because it's like that kid that cried wolf all the time. And what was the end of that? The kid eventually got eaten. And all it took was one time. So it's like your woman can hit you, do this, do that for the whole time, and then you slug her once.
And it's a wrap.
And now it's a done deal. And so I feel like I don't got no time for that. I'm speaking for myself now. I don't have no time for that. I've never been in a physical abusive relationship in my life, and I never created one.
That's why it's like a difficult situation to address, because I take the stance that I don't think people should lay their hands on each other, especially in relationships at all. That they have to hit you to get you to pay attention or listen, then you need to get out of the situation. But if one person's laying their hand on another person, and I'm not taking into account what their sex or gender is, if one person's being physical with another person, I can't blame the person that's being assaulted to not assault back.
No, absolutely.
I can't take the stance that because you're a man, you're not able to.
I'm like, that's why
women can knock out men. It's just a fact. If you let them try, they can.
What she gonna put? Okay, because I watched Sports Science, right? And they had an episode who hits harder, men or women. They had professional
men hit harder, but it doesn't mean that the women don't.
They were both professional boxers.
Yeah,
and so they had like the punching dummy was the guy. The guy couldn't tell the difference, and so when they had a machine to judge the mass, so the guy, he does his thing. He punches. It was a great amount of power, and it was like when it was her turn, it was like she looked and she like popped. She pivoted her body, and like her facial expression, she put everything. Like where she was like, "This is for women."
That might be a thing.
Like I'm gonna put everything behind his punch. And her punch was like 300 pounds more than the eye.
Isn't that expected? Like if you think of a man hitting a woman, you don't expect him to put like his hips, his pivot foot into it. Like you don't expect him to put the full power in the hitting her.
Because he underestimated her because of the strength.
Even in the most brutal men that'll hit women, I don't think they hit them to try and fuck them up like that.
No.
And that's not me excusing what they do. It's just me saying that.
But like,
I don't think it happens. But a woman knows that she's underpowered compared to the man, and I think she takes a step back and pushes the force off her back foot and twists her hips. I think she goes for the hit to kill this person as much as they can. It is acceptable in our society that those are fair fighting rules.
Yeah, and it's
that the woman who does that is not guilty about, or not. She shouldn't receive any kind of receipts about that. And even the man who punches a woman in any way, whether he was trying to hurt her. Not hurt her. What am I saying? Trying to injure her. Men punch each other, trying to knock each other out on the first thing because we don't want the fight to continue. Yeah. So men fight with the reason to put each other down on the ground right now.
Yeah.
So that the fight is not continuing. Because the longer the fight continues, the more likely the chance is that you lose it.
Yeah.
So when we fight, we're fighting with our foot back, twisting the hips. I'm gonna try and hit him in the temple, hit him in the jaw, hit him in the place that's gonna take him down. So what and maybe I'm being sympathetic. Maybe it sounds like I'm being sympathetic to men hitting women, but I don't think, and probably because I can't imagine trying to hit a woman with the full force of trying to take her down. No. I personally can't imagine doing that. I think most don't approach women or abusing them as trying to take them down. I think it's a small portion of men who are like,
and I feel like
the freaking scum of the earth who actually try to take women out like that.
And I feel
to
like
them,
both.
I don't care what you do to them, right?
Yeah,
I'm talking about in general.
Yeah,
I don't think women. I'm presenting the difference between how men and women handle each other. If you're a woman that is trying to take a man out and you have a dude who's solid, who might react in that way, don't look at it the same way. Like, he's not Ike Turner.
Well, I feel like
because you punched him in the face with all your force.
Like it's ultimately respect, and that's how I feel like it's ultimate respect. You know what I mean? Like, we can be upset, but the respect's still there, so we're going to hash this out. We're going to talk it out. Or I may not talk to you for a day or two, or vice versa.
I think men deal with aggression and differently. And I think me and you can get in a fist fight, and you can knock me out, literally. And I'm going to wake up and be like, "Where's Chris?" He left. And I'm going to call you and be like, "Yo, we need, what's up? What's up?" Are you just gonna knock me out and leave, and we ain't gonna talk about it? I'm gonna be mad that you didn't stay and debate me.
Like no hitting. It's just I'm just gonna summon.
It's just
no
a
hitting.
different type of aggression that men have. We have aggression to prove a stance. It's like a lot of people calling it alpha or whatever, and it's not necessarily that. It's just that we like testing each other physically, or emotionally, or whatever. Like that, we like doing that.
But but see, and I think this is a very interesting concept, because when you think about this is something that's not really talked about. There's a lot of men that are in physical.
It would be called toxic masculinity, like the aggression that men have towards each other, but then there's a lot of men that are in domestic violence situations. I think more men are abused than women. I don't know if that's a stat, because men don't. I don't think men will come out and be like, "My woman punched me last night," and while we were having an argument, and I want to report it. I don't think that happens. I think men are getting punched during arguments, and they be like, "Yo, yo, babe, chill." You got it. I think that happens. But if it's the other way around, then they going to jail. Yeah, I don't think a lot of women are getting. Hopefully not.
It could probably be a weird even kill number, like both.
Maybe, okay.
Unfortunately,
you want to call it 50-50 so we don't sound shady.
I don't want nobody coming at me. I know, but I will just say this. Just sum this up. I guess we move forward. No hitting allowed.
No hitting allowed.
I feel like that's when the relationship.
Both parties do not hit. Do not throw punches.
That's gonna tip.
I seen it. I tipped it, so I looked and see where it was, but I was gonna fix it later. Do not strike each other.
And I feel like if you get to that point, I feel like the relationship's over. That's my opinion.
I don't know. I've never been in that situation, so I don't know if it's over or not.
I just feel like, but see, you never been put in that position because you.
Yeah,
I
don't know.
Go in that position.
I don't know how it feels.
But you won't do it. I mean, you're 40 years old. You're not gonna do that.
Nah.
Like, why would you do that now?
I don't know how it feels, but I think I have a stronger sense of when relationships should end or not. Like, so what I'm saying is, when I was younger, I think if I might have been like, if your man pushes you, the relationship is over, right? And so now, like being older, being older and being married, I take more consideration into when something should end.
No, I agree with that.
That's why.
But I'm saying, yeah, I have like
people think about my thinking about it as like
like I moved the woman out of my way to leave.
It's all contextual.
Yeah, but
so
I'm saying like if you guys are just if it's like
if y'all thrown, if y'all lining it up,
yeah, like if y'all just in the room and it's like, you know what I mean? You know, if it's like that, like, you know what I mean? Like it's some punches being thrown. A blade get
that's really
pops
bad.
Up, you know, like like. You know, the police come and all the evidence of tools is being laid out. I have never been in a position
that I felt like I was in a fight with my partner. But I can see those things happening. So what I'm saying is I definitely think the man has an advantage in those situations.
I agree with that.
But just because the man has an advantage, I can't look at this whole situation and say that he shouldn't do it. Because I would also have to say she shouldn't do it, right?
Why? That's why I'm on the middle. So they both no hitting for either box.
Right.
Either
that's
box.
where we started. But we're talking about when it happens. So when it happens and they are two people fighting,
the relationship's over. Your woman if your woman hitting you to hurt you, the relationship's over. Like, you can tell when a person is hitting you to try to hurt you.
I feel like I should agree with that.
Yeah.
It makes sense. But I'm thinking, like, why? Why is it over?
Like you said, like two men, they get into it. And
if we start fighting right now, our friendship's not over.
No.
So, okay.
But these will be more now.
Maybe for a minute.
But it'd be a difference.
For a minute.
No, I'm saying it depends on how. Like, if it's just mano to mano, okay. But if it's like weapons was involved, other weird stuff, where it was like, hey, nah, bro.
What you call a weapon?
I buy anything's a weapon. A TV,
it
anything.
depends what the weapon was.
Where it was like, damn, bro. Like,
if guns were involved, we might not be friends anymore.
Yeah,
if knives were involved, we might not be friends.
Because that's
if I hit you with this light, we might still be friends. If I hit you with that speaker, we might still be friends.
Like, damn, bro, you trying to, man, I know you was mad at me. You trying to kill me, man.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like, you trying to seriously injure me.
That's what I see. You see how far we can take man on man fights. I could pick up that whole fan and hit you, and in a few, like, you'd be mad at me, but in a few months we might come to a place I'll be like, my bad, Chris, and we be friends.
I do agree what you're saying now when it's broken down into that concept, because like,
that's what if the man and the woman, if they squared up together, why should it be over? Like
if it really like depends. Like,
I would agree that they should stop approaching their relationship that way. They should stop doing that. Like, figure out how to stop doing that. But I don't know if it means it's over.
Like, if me and her was arguing and we're going back and forth and she just went like and she just like reaction just popped me. Like, I probably would. I know.
Now let's full-fledged. Let's say y'all was arguing. She pushed you in your chest and squared up, and then threw a punch and punched you, and now y'all fighting. The relationship is over.
Yeah, because you're trying to hurt me at this point. Your intentions was to.
I don't know if I agree. I've never been in that situation.
I've never been in it either.
I'm not agreeing with it based on the bias. I don't know what that looks like. I just don't think.
If she was just talking instinct wise, let's just say she really felt like she was all the way right, and she might be. And let's just say we're going back and forth, and I'm just not listening to her, and she slaps me, right in the mouth, and stops me dead in my tracks from talking.
A slap or a punch?
The slap.
That's like, all right.
Then I'll, you know what I mean? I will pop. I'm like, she definitely would get my attention. But then I would take that you know what, but you didn't try to hurt me. It just depends on
women
what
slapping men has more lenience than women punching men.
Yeah, like if you
and it's weird because it's different. Like men slapping men means we need to kill each other.
Oh no, that's a disrespect.
Women slapping men means I need to show you something and you need to listen.
Yeah,
it's almost like shaking you or something.
No, if a woman
that? This shit should be fair. If a woman slapping a man should mean that a man needs to kill her. Because that's what it means when a man does it. When I slap an equal, I'll say, I mean to show them that I don't give a fuck. I'm disrespecting them.
Well, when you think about like in the King Arthur days, he was supposed to be
you take off your glove and you go, psh, and now y'all got to do it to the death.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was like if he took that glove off, it was just like, and it was like, oh my God.
But for some reason, a woman slapping a man is supposed to be the gentle way of them dealing with you, and to me, it makes sense. So I need everybody else to get to this place.
So
right?
now we are giving permission for men to be slapped
by women.
Yeah.
When you say permission, I don't know. I'm not giving permission. What I'm saying is, no, I'm saying don't lay your hands on nobody unless you expect something.
I'm trying to think.
Don't lay your hands on nobody unless you expect hands to be laid on you. Because once, even in the slap, what I think I'm saying is I don't take offense to a slap from a woman as much as I do a punch. That's what I'm saying. But I'm not saying that everybody feels that way. Don't take my word for it. But don't try this shit.
I'm like, they both can like at one point.
It depends what's going on too.
At one point, like when I was like kind of like teenager, young adult, my mom started slapping me, and I didn't like that. That bothered me worse than her like taking her actual fist and like punching me. I'd rather her actually punch me than slapping me. Like that really didn't register with me correctly.
I might feel different from you than that, but I can't relate to it, so I can't tell you how you should feel about it because I don't have like a similar story.
I don't think I've ever been slapped by a woman like. I haven't.
I've been slapped by.
I know that they wanted to. A few have wanted to.
I've been slapped by maybe 2 girlfriends.
Yeah, I've never been slapped by a woman.
No, I've been slapped by maybe 2 girlfriends.
And I've been slapped by a woman where we were playing, but just full on argument, and she was like.
All right, so when I've been slapped by 2 girlfriends, I always felt like they were playing. But that's what I mean. That I feel like I feel like it's a sitcom slap because that's what you see on TV. And so that's how I received it. And maybe I was wrong. And as I'm saying, this is not me saying that anybody should lay hands on each other in any way. We have Pepper joining the show.
Hey.
And so that means we stop talking about everything.
So Pepper, we're friends today. Oh. I got her for a moment.
Pepper.
So Pepper plays hard to get for me. She's like, nah, you gotta do a little bit more, Chris.
You know what? She's not a cuddle cat.
That probably, I kind of can see that.
Pepper's a girl. Like, she doesn't want you to want to cuddle her. But if she wants to come lay on
my
the
chest,
top of your head, when she feels like it, then you're supposed to accept it.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
she looked like she was about to do something because she came right here.
Pepper's a cat that is like, when I feel like cuddling with you, you should take that as a compliment. Yeah. And you just lay there and let it happen. But when you want to take me to cuddle, I'm leaving. I'm getting out of here. That's pepper. All right, so we'll go back to the video.
That man is doing that to you.
I swear to,
Just stay like this. When it's done, you run.
Knock that.
That's it.
I swear to God, if my brother was being hit like that from a bitch, I swear to God, knock that bitch out. I swear to Jesus
The
Christ.
moment she lifts her hand and hits you, just run or just constrain her.
Yo,
You can hold her hands like this and be like,
if it's
bitch,
on
don't
camera,
do this. You don't need
if
to
it's
do
on
that.
camera, that bitch is hitting my brother like that. No, knock her out.
Yo, I would
I
name
have
the
no
punch.
sympathy. I don't care if you have to reconstruct your whole goddamn face. I don't. You shouldn't have hit.
No.
You shouldn't have hit first. You're not a child. You're a grown woman. If you were a
restrain
grown,
and walk
it's
away.
one. It's one
Because
thing.
one hit from a man can knock her and she'll die.
No, but
Why does he have to be
but she's
considerate
under.
for her after he's
No,
She's
no,
under, and I'm an
this is- and
equal
this is-
opportunity fighter.
No,
innit?
and this is what I said. Equity, like a man. Let's not forget the fact that a man is way physically stronger than a woman.
That's
most
why
of the
women
time.
ain't supposed to
That's
hit
why-
you shouldn't have started that fight, innit?
wait. Listen.
That's on you.
I get that. But this is what I'm just about to say. If that is the case, I think it's extremely irresponsible to tell somebody to do something like hit her back just as hard.
Hey. I did not say hit her back. I said knock that bitch out.
Which is even worse. Let me tell you. You know,
Don't put the wrong words in her
listen.
mouth.
I'll tell you an example.
She knows what she said, B.
No, I'll give you an example. Yeah.
See, they should have arrested her after seeing that evidence.
This is actually.
I think we're gonna be done with that.
Those are their words, not ours. We don't
It's not our
condone
word. We
hitting.
didn't say nothing like that, did
But-
we? We might. All right, it might have sounded a little bit like that.
But very interesting topic, though, on the perspectives of how people think about it and things like that. But ultimately, my mom was right about that, and I gave the secret who the woman was and told me that. Is that, you know what, you're not in any relationship to be anybody's punching bag. That was her slogan, you know. So those are things that she shared with me, and then don't make anybody else your punching bag, and I agree with that as well. So equal respect all the way around. I know we did say slapping, but at the end of the day, if it gets to that point, then I think that you have to start looking at the situation, because it just doesn't, it grows bigger as it goes on. You know what I mean? You know,
I think you are right.
because it's
All right, yeah, I think you're right.
because what happened, like my sister Audrey, like always, she says,
I think how I'm thinking about it is a slap isn't as damaging as a punch, as physical abuse.
this person, because a habitual line stepper.
Okay, so if you were saying that, and I think I would say the same thing, that physicality should never occur.
Yeah,
I agree. Whether it's a slap or a push or a choke or whatever it is, it shouldn't happen.
when you think about physicality, so when you think about physicality in the sexual concept, it
I'm not.
progresses. But I'm just saying, it progresses, right? It starts small, and then it gets bigger. So it's the same
You
thing.
start off with the fingers and kissing,
etc.
then it leads off to
leads to everything else,
to the mouse on the things, then
all
it
that
leads
other
up,
stuff.
right? It
And so it's the
progresses.
same thing, where it's like, you know, where it's kind of like, you know, like it's a little heated debate, and it's like kind of like a, you know, little shove, you know, and then it's like, oh, I got away with the shove, and then it's like, you know, the debate comes, oh, here's another shove. Hey, you better not shove me again. You losing your mind? Girl, I'll knock you the hell out. Oh, what? You know, because it's like, I already
just
shoved
goes
you, I
there.
already pushed you once, you know, and it's just like with a woman too. Like if she hits you, you know, and 8 out of 10, she may not knock you out. And then what's that famous, you know, they like that. I hit you again. What? Like, girl, you survived this first hit. Like, you ain't about to be punching on me. Like,
Yeah.
You know, so it's like it'll progress. So, you know, physicality, a general progresses. You know what I mean?
This is the second time tonight that I'm gonna say that you might be right completely in the argument. Like you was right that Walmart was killing Target, and you might be right that physicality should never be accepted.
It just breaks the mold.
I don't know if I want to say that. I'm giving women too much leeway. I'm giving them too much power to make mistakes. in a way that I don't think is physically threatening to them. You know what I mean? Like I would never give men that much leeway to be like, you can go and slap somebody or punch somebody and nothing's gonna happen to you. But I think I'm giving them a little bit, like, you can do it, but I also want them to realize that they are entering into Jurassic World.
Yeah. I might, when you think about it, in hindsight, like,
you're right, because if you want to break it down mathematically, you shouldn't put yourself in this position, because it's probably going to work out bad for you.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Or even if we say it's 50-50, that's bad.
Yeah.
If you slap and 50% of the time you get some physicality back, that's bad.
Yeah.
So even in that sense, I'm like,
all
okay,
it takes is one.
Yeah,
it takes one, and then it's like it's tarnished.
I might be thinking about it from how I feel. That if I get slapped, you're not gonna get beat up, right?
Yeah.
As a woman, but in general, women shouldn't approach men like that. So you're right. And my wife shouldn't slap me either. Like,
she probably will listen. She probably like,
hey, don't even listen to me in my own argument.
I can slap you
because I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen either.
She might have a Superman slap.
I'm talking hypothetical. I don't know what's gonna happen. I might have been wrong. I might be wrong right now.
Nah, she's not.
You might slap me and I might suplex you. Like, who knows? Let's not try it. No, okay, so nobody try this shit.
Don't try this at home, ladies and gents. All right?
Nobody do any of this. Just keep your hands off of each other.
Yeah.
Keep your hands off of each other. So our final topic.
Okay.
And you know what it is.
Yeah, we got a sneak preview. We might get a little heat from this too.
Who cares if we get the heat? Okay, so this week we had do you want to? I'll let you present this one. But before we do that,
let me clear.
Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Before we do that, and this is the last time I'm gonna tell you, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so that YouTube can bother you every time that we go online, and you can be part of the Hive Mind and help us out in what we're doing, and that is trying to build a community that's...
Is true. The internet is broken. You cannot use it.
Oh, did I just snitch on us?
Oh yeah. Mr. West and Candace at...
Oh, Yvette said shout out to Randy. Randy is out with her homegirls right now. She's having a good time. I'll let Randy know that you said shout out, Yvette.
Shout out.
I think Randy likes Yvette a lot. Like she respects that part of her.
Hey, Yvette's a good person, you know.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if Yvette knows, but I think I'm a social media friend on Instagram, and I think Randy is too. And we kind of see. I don't know. You never know what somebody's real life is.
Yeah.
But like looking at it, but from what I see, it's like, okay, Yvette is solid, like for real.
Okay.
So
hey.
I think we both came from that perspective.
Okay. Hey,
we mess with Yvette,
but sugar out. So I don't know all the details of this, but we have Candace here. She got on with Kanye. It goes by the name of...
All right, so how should we do this first? Should we talk about the matter first and give our personal opinions? Because let's do that. So this week, Kanye West, during I think one of his fashion shows, showed up with Candace Owens. He had a White Lives Matter shirt on the front, or on the back of the shirt. And for whatever reason, hell broke out about it. Me personally, I thought it was interesting that hell broke out. I didn't necessarily understand why. And I think it shows a lot about our culture that we're currently in, that hell broke out. And maybe in some ways, like say if things went awry when Black Lives Matter showed up on a T-shirt, and there were some people that had an issue with it. And we at the time, I think we saw videos of people having an issue with it, and I was like, "Why do you have an issue with that?" I have the same reaction to this. Or why do you have an issue with this? And for a while now, I felt like it in cultural senses that white. And I will say it. I'll say it openly because I can, because there's no repercussions for me saying it on social media. I feel like for a lot of people, white lives do not matter. I feel like for a lot of people, white lives are the bottom of the bucket, the scum of the earth. And so therefore, it's more acceptable to trash that kind of rhetoric from anybody. And so when you get it from black people, the argument seems to be that black people are oppressed or secondary, but that it only comes from other black people. That you're supposed to think of black people as oppressed and secondary. And then I don't feel that way. I don't feel secondary in society. I don't feel oppressed in society. I feel like society is mine to conquer if I feel like, or if I deem fit to put in the work to capture it. I don't go to work and think these people, and most of these people are Hispanic, and I can't outwork them, or I can't get ahead of them, or even the white people there. The white and this is a picture of my reality. At work, the white people are not the most prominent people. It is Hispanic people, whether it's a stereotype or not. Hispanic people, especially immigrants, work hard. They work hard because they come here from a harder place than here is. And it's easy for them to work hard here.
Yeah.
It's harder for us coming from privilege to work hard here. And so I don't think it's a stereotype. I think it's cultural in that sense.
Yeah.
And the white people aren't succeeding over me. The Hispanic people are, because they're better. They work harder.
Yeah.
They don't call off.
Yeah,
they show up on the days they're supposed to. They show up at the time. They want all of the dollars. The competition is actually capital. And so I see it that way. I'm running a little bit, so let me bring it back. Let me bring it back and wrap it up.
No worries.
So when I see something like this, it's almost like people are fighting for privilege to say this thing on a T-shirt, and I think it's, I don't want to call it minuscule. I want to call it like, what does it mean? What's a good educational word? So the fuck what? Like, who cares? It's almost like it's the same for Black Lives Matter or White Lives Matter. It's like, okay, so the fuck what? And so I'll wrap it up so I can get any rebuttal that comes.
I get your perspective. My perspective is slightly different.
Okay.
How I feel about it. This just shows me how people are very selfish. People have a me, me, me slogan. People only think about themselves. People are very greedy. We're taught that. So it's like if it's not affecting us individually, we don't care. So when at the end of the day, life itself matters.
Right.
But we've gotten to a point to now we identify each, like things is categorized. Blacks, whites, Asians, Latinos, Chinese, Japanese, whatever. And that's what saddens me. How did we get to this point? You know, if we go by just the normal the body function, cut us all open, it's all the same. Different size, different shapes, functions are the same. If you do 1 + 1 is equal 2, don't matter if the woman is white, black, purple. She get the magic stuff, she's gonna be hosting. So we all work the same. We just have different penmanship.
Even that's in contestment. I don't mean to interrupt you, but there's a certain community that will contest that those things are solid too.
All right, well, prove me wrong.
Everything all right.
And I don't mean to say prove me wrong like that literally, but prove me wrong like, you know what, it works. Put a man and a woman in a room, lock them in there for 5 years, and don't think there ain't no kids gonna be there.
You go open the door, it's gonna be 6 people.
There's gonna be 6 to 10 people in there. You know what I mean? Period. Don't matter. It's gonna happen. You know, and what this just shows how weak-minded, in my opinion, people are. Because I don't want to bash on Black Lives Matter, but we already know what that was. That was just like
I don't think we knew when it started.
I didn't know neither until I did some digging, and then it was like, whoa.
Yeah, after it picked up real fast. But
then it was like, I already knew that it was something because I know how some of us are.
How it works.
We have that taboo.
It gives you the space to take it. It's almost like you can't be mad at them because the space was wide open to take advantage of it.
No, I get it, but it's
and
like
you just fit in. You take the slogan and make the company.
That's what always sets us back.
Yeah.
It always pushes us backwards. You know what I mean? It doesn't push us ahead to catch up with the other ones. It pushes us back because it's our own people that do it. At the end of the day.
I don't think the goal should be to catch up with anybody.
I agree with that.
I think if there are things that need to be fixed and you want to make them culture based, then you fix. And I don't have any issues with culture. I believe in culture more than race. I think there's a section of black people that fit into the same culture that need to fix what their culture is.
Absolutely. I mean, because your culture can be violent.
And I so happen to feel like I fit into that culture.
Yeah.
Because I grew up in that.
Because like
I might be away from them now, but I still feel like half of my life I grew up in that culture. And so I relate to you. I can talk all about that culture as much as anybody else can, and more than new people can. But
it's,
go ahead.
It just makes, you know, like I'm one of them people. I don't care because I know that people. The world we live in is very opinionated anyway.
I want to not care, but I care.
No, I get what you mean, but you know, I just look at it like this, where it's like, you know, okay, they wore a T-shirt that says "White Lives Matter." We'll play this up really soon, you know, things like that.
What is your actual issue with the shirt? If you have any,
I actually didn't have an issue with the shirt.
What do you think the issue is with the shirt?
I think the issue is with the shirt that black people wore it. I think that's the ultimate issue is that black people wore it. And that if you're black,
So
you're not allowed.
You know why that's crazy? Because it would have been a bigger issue if white people wore it.
Absolutely.
But see,
that's
the issue is that it was pacified.
So that's the thing, like because we're so we have become so getting away with an opinion. Opinions have almost become factual, and when has an opinion become factual?
They never are.
You got people walking around here on Earth that think that the sky is purple, and they will fight
think
you.
That the Earth is flat, or
they will fight you 365 days. They will not take a day off. They will send you so much information to prove their opinion on something as factual. And that's the thing that's the world that we live in now. Because back in the day, opinions wasn't diddly squat. Your opinion was washed away as soon as you, what did they call it? 2 cents. That was your opinion.
Everybody give their 2 cents.
Yeah.
That's true.
Your 2 cents to the dollar wasn't nothing. Oh, that's just your 2 cents. Go on over there with that. It was nothing. But now, your 2 cents is supposed to matter to the dollar.
It's everybody feeling special. We talked about that already. All right, let's try and finish a portion of this video at least.
I know Candace kind of goes and spins off into some
Internet
other
today, it's not working
categories
anywhere in the
this.
world because I wore a T-shirt alongside Kanye West, which read "White Lives Matter." And God forbid you wear a T-shirt that says "White Lives Matter." We wore this for his Yeezy Season 9 fashion show here in Paris, and people are upset. They're very upset about that. They're going, why on earth? How could you? How dare you wear this shirt? How dare you make a mockery of the BLM movement? In addition to this, in case you missed it on Kanye West's Instagram page, he wrote this.
People are aware that what I'm saying is the Black Lives Matter organization is trash at this point. Like, they've scammed people out of $90 million and basically bought mansions with it and sent it to sex workers.
I don't know if I can even say this on this platform, but we know what type of money that is.
It's $90 billion is a lot of money.
And like I said, I don't know if I can say the word initially, but we know what type of money that is. And my thing is that yes, it does become a little strange because families, the VIX families, they don't receive anything, and it's disgusting. I don't even. You know what? It's not even about that to me, because I don't think the families of every person in these situations should have received money. No. I disagree.
You think all of the families in the...
If this person didn't die, you don't have a Black Lives Movement, period, to create.
Yeah, but what are we marching for? What you're doing is saying that the reason for the scam is it justifies the raising of the money for the scam, and therefore the origin of the scam should go to the family. And that's like, no, there should be no scam.
I'm not saying that, like, because I know that you got to pay for LLCs, you got to pay for this, you got to do that, taxable money, blah, 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 blah.
No, LLCs cost
I get it.
$75. It doesn't cost money.
I get that. But what I'm saying is that if they made this much money, none of the families got anything. Like they didn't, like 10% of the money didn't even go to anybody.
Sure, but even if the money went to these families, it would still be a scam.
Not necessarily.
If money was going to Jacob Blake's family, it would be a scam.
I get what you're saying with that.
That's what I'm saying, though.
But what I'm saying is that this movement was created because there was some unjustifiable events that happened to Black people.
Sure.
Some of them.
Some of them. Yeah.
All of them were not 100%. But I'm gonna say that it was enough to create this.
What's enough?
I'll say 50%. Yo,
50% of what number?
50% of whatever the number is. I'm just saying
50% of 10?
Yeah.
5?
Yeah.
That's not enough.
Nah, I think that's enough.
If you have 10 unarmed people shot by police, and look, this is how it's broken down. You can have 30 unarmed people shot by police in a year. So what Black Lives Matter would say is 30% of those were black. So you have 10 unarmed black people shot by police out of the 30. And so that we need to protest that.
Okay, no, I see what you're saying.
So that could be 10. Not that it can be, like it was literally the number in a year of unarmed black men shot by police was less than 10 in some years.
Yeah.
That is and this is also a true thing. That is half the number or a third of the number of the most people shot in a weekend in Chicago.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Okay, so why is the focus on this because you can make money on it or no?
The focus is on that because you can make money on it.
Right. So why should anybody make money on it?
Well, I agree with that. No, I'm under agreement with no one making no money off of this when it's coming to
That's
people.
That's what I was saying. Why should
actually,
anybody be getting money on it?
Well, that's the part that makes it disgusting overall.
You know what?
And then it's like, then when there was money being made, then it was like
there's still money being made. It's not shut down.
Well,
they're Black Lives Matter organization is shut down federally from taking any donations at this point.
Okay, but they already got a fat rabbit, so they're good.
No, they have a substantiary. They have a Black Lives Matter. It's called like some other shit. It's Black Lives Matter groundwork or something. They started a subsidiary.
They got lawyers involved.
And the subsidiary is suing the actual organization.
Get the money, put it over there.
Yeah, they're trying to reorganize the Black Lives Matter movement so that the subsidiary could get the money instead of the actual organization who's not able to collect money or donations anymore.
Oh boy.
It's just a whole pyramid
and the part that sucks
scam.
The most is that that these are lives that are taken and then exploited. And I don't want to use the word exploited like that, but then
I think that's all you need to say. The sad part is that these were lives that were exploited.
Yeah.
That's it.
But I'm like, people in Paris are mad of the wording on a t-shirt. I would just say
you said people in Paris.
Wherever they were at. I'm just like, I'm always gonna just say that there's bigger fish to fry. That's just I'm always gonna stick to that. There's bigger fish to fry to be on the internet pissed off that somebody wore a shirt with some lettering or a slogan or symbol or whatever. Like, come on.
All right. I'm gonna let the queen speak.
Because gas is $7 a gallon.
I'm gonna let the queen speak for a minute and see what she said.
Everyone knows that Black Lives Matter was a scam. Now it's over. You're welcome. That is the only response or the only thing that he has said publicly about wearing the t-shirt. And you obviously know, if you're watching this, where I stand on the Black Lives Matter movement. In fact, I'm doing an entire documentary to expose the fraudulent nature of that movement and the organization that stood behind it and benefited billions and billions of dollars because they elicited Black grief. They sold Black people a concept of their oppression. They used poorer Black Americans as a marketing firm for their organization. And where did that money go? Well, certainly not to Black America. So I had this wonderful thing this morning, this wonderful experience, and I'll tell you why it was wonderful. I had breakfast with Ye, at his hotel. And it was wonderful because it was one of those moments where I realized how far I've come from where I was. The first time that I ever came to Paris, ironically, I was having breakfast with a woman whose family I worked for, and she was so awful to me. And I'll never forget this moment because it almost ruined Paris for me. It was a wealthy woman who told me as we sat in her hotel, which was the George Cinq Hotel, she said, Candace, a girl like you shouldn't even be here. Look how expensive the omelet is that you're eating. Do you see how expensive it is? An omelet is $35. A girl like you can't afford this hotel, or you can't afford to stay here. And I remember I was so upset that when I left that breakfast, I was crying because I was so angry that anybody had spoken to me like that. And fast forward, I guess, more than 10 years now, and I am sitting at a hotel with having an omelet, by the way, with Ye West, and we are discussing the internet, which we just broke over this t-shirt. And I just started jotting down some things that he was saying because he was actually giving an interview to another magazine. And he said, I perform for an audience of one, and that's God. I loved that statement, so I wrote it down. He also said, quote,
I'm not even religious, and I like that statement. I said, I'm not even religious, and I like that statement. Like, I like the principle that is held about that man, that he doesn't care about what people are saying because his principle is the only thing he's worried about.
Well, when you think about just artistry in general, most of them are creative. They have that creative mind. They have that risk taker mind. They have that, hey, this is the vision I see, and no one has this vision. I see it only. And they wear that jacket like that. You know what I mean? So, with Kanye, or I'm sorry, Ye.
You call him Kanye West. I don't feel like there's been pushback about calling him Kanye West.
Yeah, well, so with Ye, I'm just kind of seeing the type of man that he is, who he's become over these years, and things like that. I'm like, what did they expect? He's not gonna do the typical. He's not gonna do.
I feel like he's always been the same person.
Well, he's always been the one that has pushed the envelope to be unique.
Whether you like him or not, maybe it depends on what the exact thing is that he's saying. Like, so if Katrina's going on and the levees are failing, and he comes out and is like, the president doesn't care about black people because they didn't put money into these levees, everybody's like, yeah, right. And then, but the other side thinks he's crazy. But then when he's like, 20 million black children are being deleted in the womb, then we probably should kind of rethink this thing that we're doing. Then everybody's like, no, go back to George. So it's always him saying what is on his mind based on what he thinks at that time, and it depends how it affects what your actual stance is, whether you like it or not. But he's always been kind of unhinged.
Yeah, and people, if you like me and others, we can voice an opinion.
Yeah, sure.
So it's like, it just goes back to, just how much of the envelope you want to push your opinion. And I think the internet has given people that luxury.
You can't say that about him. And maybe it's like a standard of internet gauging, but this is like, if we want to talk about the internet, this is like Walmart of the internet. This is the Walmart of the internet saying something on the internet.
Yeah, and that's just what we're just in. Is just that we're just in an opinionative state of the world, and it's like the internet gives you that access now. I'm like, this was really thought out and calculated, because when you think about it, you could say almost whatever you want on the internet. Could these people actually trace you down? Could they find out where you actually live? Could they Can they really like? There's only like a few people in the world that I know that can trace an IP address back to a residence and go to you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, so this is really calculated.
And the people that can do that are likely the people that won't.
Yeah.
Because
so
there's like they can make money and
yeah. So it's like this is really thought out carefully, and the internet has just opened the door for people to be very opinionated. We could go through our phones right now, just scroll through pics, and we could just click like, dislike.
All right, fine. But what do you think about the opinions? All right, let's set a play for it. Because we're gonna wrap it up, so let's let it play for.
Let's
give her 2.5 minutes.
About the shirt though, she kind of goes into the other stuff, but we can play it.
I mean, with the shirt. I feel like the shirt was a combo piece. It's like it's if you wear a shirt that says "Ask me a question," that's what that shirt was.
I'm like, Kanye is that type that will say, you know what? Excuse my French. I'm gonna put some jiggers in a shirt.
He did respond to.
And I'm gonna put them out here.
He did respond to why he wore the shirt. They asked him on Fox News on Tucker Carlson why he wore a White Lives Matter shirt, and he said because they do.
Yeah. It's just like when he decided to wear a pink polo shirt and a backpack and went awards to the Grammys.
Why is it controversial then?
It's not controversial. It's like it's actually genius because see, regardless of whatever energy he's getting is energy. So you have these type of people in the world that it don't matter what you're getting, long as you're getting something. Like when you think about like the Joker, right?
Why you have like 8 million Joker analogies? I'm gonna let it ride. Let's go.
I'm coming to that realization. I think I'm more like him than Batman.
Yeah, I think so too.
So it's like when you think about it, like why is he doing this? Like the city's in the uproar, and he's like, yes, great. They are acknowledging me now. Like it's an acknowledgement. I'm not saying that Kanye's the Joker, but what I'm saying that when you put yourself in a position to receive
maybe he is
energy,
the Joker though.
It could be something like that, where you put yourself in a place to get. It's the same thing when you open your mind and think outside the box to make money.
But so everybody else dies and be a hero or live long enough to see. That's what Kanye did. He could have died and been the hero or lived long enough to see himself become the villain. So now Kanye's in his 40s. He's past George Bush doesn't like black people. That was 20 years ago. Now he's at this place.
Yeah. Where
he sees himself become the villain. So, but what is it about culture that doesn't like a White Lives Matter shirt? How are we so far in a cultural bubble where you can wear a White Lives Matter shirt and it's controversial?
Because we have been taught to only care about ourselves literally.
No, we that's true. But we've been taught to care about our identity literally. And so now White Lives Matter sounds like it's against somebody.
It's against blacks.
And Black Lives Matter sounds like it's against somebody.
Against whites and everybody else.
And all of that shit is stupid. And I think that was the purpose of that shirt. I think that was his purpose to say, like, you see how stupid this shit is? That you can, if you put the actual truth on the shirt and people have to actually sit and look at the truth, they start breaking down all of the falsities of everything that they've held as idealistic.
Yeah.
And people don't like doing that.
Yeah. No,
I mean, and when I say people, I mean I don't like doing that. When I'm faced with the truth of how I've perceived something and suddenly I realize that it's been foolish, I'm like, I fight back a little bit.
Yeah.
Even when I realized that, oh, that has been stupid, I still fight back because it's just natural.
Yeah.
That you don't want to be wrong.
But even listen to the words that Kansas even
My brother
said.
does that on 2K, right?
Yeah.
We all do that on 2K, not just my brother. We all do that on 2K.
Yeah,
when you're presented with what you're doing wrong, we're all like, well, what about what you're doing? What about you? It's like, that's what people do. When people show you, like, you need to improve in this is stupid, the response is, I'm not the only one. Look at you do that too. And so it was like the ultimate stance on this is all dumb. This is like all stupid. Like all of it is stupid. Like why were people wearing Black Lives Matter shirts in the first place? And there's gonna be like social justice warriors or civil rights cosplayers who are gonna say that Black Lives Matter shirts were necessary because of some injustice, but the numbers don't fit with the status of their injustice. Like, when you say 9 people in a year unarmed, 9 black people in a year unarmed, killed by police, there's no T-shirt for that. There doesn't need to be. Like, that is a number statistically where more people will be struck by lightning. No, it's not a joke. Like 2,200 people a year.
I'm laughing because I remember
are struck by lightning.
We went over the numbers and
16 people a year are sexually assaulted by dolphins.
Oh wow.
16 people a year are sexually assaulted by dolphins.
That's like almost like that's like 0.8 a month.
So when we're talking about almost half the people who are sexually assaulted by dolphins, and we need to big up a movement about it, no, we don't. Because no, we don't. What are you talking about? Like, I'm not saying don't care at all.
Yeah.
I'm saying like, no, this you don't need to make this a big deal. There are bigger deals.
And just to spin it off even more, like I say, going back to the artist. Because once upon a time, when you think about just clothing, etc., right? It's conservativeness, you know what I mean? And then you have these artists that's pushed it like this T-shirt is the same as like that other woman that came out that looked like she just had tape wrapped around her body in strips.
I feel like that's happened like 18 times.
Yeah, but I'm saying like it's like,
no, I got you though.
But it's like in that same realm. It's like why you got that on? And it's a rebuttal on that.
But it's weird that this is the new tape wrapped around the breast or something. Like it's.
No, I get you.
Yeah, it's.
I personally just think that it was.
It's almost weird that there's pushback, but we live in a place where I understand why there's pushback. And it's like, why is there pushback? Why, like, how did this whole thing happen where you could put that on the shirt and there's pushback? And it's all a cultural puzzle. All right, so we'll give it a second and then we'll finish it off.
Possible for not who we are being led by. I'm going to say that again. Utopia is possible for not who we are being led by, which of course leads me to think about Black Lives Matter again, and these people who claim to be leaders and knew that what they were doing was further dividing the masses. I mean, the whole idea here via the Black Lives Matter movement was to make sure that Black people saw oppression and saw white supremacy surrounding them, and convincing them that if they leaned into this narrative, that somehow their lives would be better. It was a mirage.
We can end it here because, like, I think everything that needs to be said off that statement.
I agree.
I'll give you an example. There's excellence in the Black community, for sure.
Yeah.
They're excellent people. And then there are miscreants in the Black community. And if something happens to the miscreants, everybody falls in the uproar. But most of the excellence gets planted with the stamp of Coon, Uncle Tom.
Mm-hmm.
The first surgeon to separate twins conjoined at the head is a man named Ben Carson.
Yeah, I think he's a white man, wasn't he?
Yes. Yeah. And he happens to be a conservative Republican. And because he's a conservative Republican, he's a coon, he's stupid, and he's an Uncle Tom in the black community. There are actual people who didn't graduate high school that think they are smarter than Ben Carson, a neurosurgeon.
And that's the world that we live in.
Clarence Thomas, not the first, but can we give him top 5? What is he, the third? Second? So I don't know the facts on this, so excuse me for not knowing. One of the top 5 black Supreme Court justices.
Mm-hmm.
Skilled, smart, educated.
Mm-hmm.
Coon. Uncle Tom. So there's a pattern that if you become too successful as a black person, and it's not necessarily just that, but if you become too successful and you fall off the pattern that, and this is why it's backwards, the people at the bottom of the black community are setting the rules
of the whole
for the people, for everybody, and that is backwards as fuck. The people at the bottom shouldn't be calling the people at the top anything. The people at the top should be like, I did this. Let me show. This is how I got there. This is how y'all should do it.
Yeah. But it's not
I'm
like
a Supreme Court justice. I'm a neurosurgeon. If those are the leaders, so whatever they say you should follow, you should follow. But then future will be like, I don't need to, and then they'll be like, we following him. I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about? We following Ben Carson, the neurosurgeon. We're following the Supreme Court justice.
But that's
this shit is all backwards. Like people like, and I'm gonna say it though, and I'm gonna get flack for it if people hear it, because whatever. George Floyd wasn't a model citizen in our society. He's a person who at one point held a weapon to a pregnant woman's stomach to rob her.
Oh wow.
He was a despicable criminal. And that's not me saying that what happened to him should have happened. No, both of these things were wrong. The person that it happened to was wrong, and the person that made it happen were wrong. I don't have any problems with Derek Chauvin being in jail right now. But we cannot uphold George Floyd as a model of black society. No matter what happened to him, we just can't put him in that position. He didn't qualify, and even in death he doesn't qualify. That's just it.
They stuck him there because I think it was just like so many things going on, and I think that it was just a long take.
They stuck him there because it fit the motive that, and he was one of the 9 people in that year that this thing was happening and Black Lives Matter and we needed to riot and burn down cities. And it was never true.
Yeah.
What was true is that we didn't need to follow these instances of people being despicable in our community. And it's not saying that we can't fight for the lowest of us, but we can't fight for the lowest of us when we have the mentality that the highest of us, the greatest of us, are somehow traitors or the lowest of us. It's backwards in ideology.
Yeah.
And that's why that whole method in itself is backwards. When 9 people can die in Chicago in a weekend, and then we celebrate one of 9 people killed unarmed by cops, it's not like we can't do both, but which is the priority?
Yeah.
We have to actively decide which is the priority, which is greater. And we don't have, it doesn't seem like as a people we have that ability to say this is greater than that.
We have the ability, but see, remember what we talked about a couple of weeks ago is that you had that 20 that will dominate the 80. You got that 20 that will spend countless hours on trying to push the narrative and try to make it make sense. And that 20 will outroar and out dominate and they'll finesse the 80. And we talked about that, and that's what we get. Because I think what you're talking about, like 80% is like on a board, but yeah, you got this 20 that will.
Then we gotta purge 80%.
Yeah, so
if that's too cruel, we gotta purge 80% and see if we can pick. Like, we gotta purge 80% and strive to pick up 30. Like try to figure out how to save 10% of the 80 we gotta purge.
Yeah.
And like that's not even like saying that I think I'll be in the 20% that gets saved. But something drastic needs to happen in the black community that we have to let go of, like, a certain amount of people. Everybody can't go. And that's not me saying that I'm going. It's if the bell drops and it's like everybody can go, get here so you can go. Everybody will be like, okay, I'm gonna do what I need to do to get here. I'm gonna get 2 jobs. I'm gonna make $60,000. Everybody will start hustling at that point. And I think that's what we need. We need the bell to drop and be like, hey, the boat is leaving in 5 years. Everybody who makes 60,000 and up can go. And everybody who's like 40,000 and up will keep you on the dock, but you're not down yet. Everybody below 30 is out.
We'll say that,
right? That's harsh. It's like, is that harsh, or is that like, I feel like we need to set the standard. Like, what's the standard then? If not even inside the black community, if we were Nigerian, they already had that standard. They come to America and they like, you gotta be an engineer or a doctor. You gotta be an engineer or a doctor, a nurse at least. At least a nurse.
You're absolutely correct. I wish we could get to that point.
We can. We just don't want to accept it. It's like we want to drag every. Like, so, it'd be like super dusty people telling me like, oh, I'm just fighting for my people. I'm like, your people left you a long time ago. You did not get on the boat. You back here talking about how Jacob Blake is your hero. Like, your people are gone.
Yeah.
You are in the gutter pretending that you're with your people. You're not. If you are a person fighting for whatever Jacob Blake went through, and we've talked about it many times, whatever he went through is not some shit your people are going through.
Yeah, I might.
Right. So why are you fighting for that? That is not what your people are going through. I feel like I'm at the lower end of my people, and I'm not going through that shit. Like that whole, and I don't want to go through the story again, but that's like, what the? That's some dusty, dirty, down, grindy shit. Man. All right, so we getting out of here.
So I'm just gonna end it on that, man. The 20 hours of 80.
Before you leave, if you've been with us, hit that like button. This is the last time I'm going to tell you to hit that share button. The last time I'm here tell you to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you talk about you every time we get online. And you can be a part of the Hive Mind because we enjoy you. Hey, Yvette, I'm glad that you are back with us. I'm sorry I didn't point out your comments. You know you are a number one Hive Mind member.
What did she say? She said she loves this man?
Who?
I don't have my vision on. I'm sorry.
I think Yvette is married. She better not love nobody else. Better be loving her. Thank you, Eva. So we're getting out of here. Thank you for showing up for us tonight. Thank everybody else who will watch this tonight or either later. I had fun having this conversation. The show went longer than it usually does. That's how you know we had fun.
It gets like that. That's fine.
It be like that sometimes.
It be like that.
I'm finna hit Randy up and see where she at, because it's 9 o'clock and she not home. I'm gonna have to turn into Ike Turner.
I'm exiting out.
I'm joking. I know she out. I know who. I know she out with her friends having fun.
She's like, "No, you said I could slap you. I can punch you."
I didn't say none of that. What are you talking about? None of that shit you just said did I say. Ben Carson. That's what I said, right? What did I say?
I don't know.
Anyway, I'm Jamal Williams.
I am Christopher Barris.
And this is America's Mind.